Welcome back, time travelers, to the CULTureLandPodcast. I'm your host, Alexis Romero, as always, and Skylar behind the camera today. I just felt like starting it differently today, but what's up, time travelers? How you guys doing today? As always, my name is Alexis Romero, but behind camera today we have Skylar Brenner for the first part of the podcast. How you doing, Skylar?
Standing producer.
Standing in producer. And today we have the one, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Josh BeansNBeers Marron.
Cheers, folks.
How you doing today, Josh?
Yeah,
Cheers.
Cheers. Glad you guys came to the pad, dude. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
dude. We're happy to, more than happy to.
Thanks for having us. We
Yeah.
hate our kitchen studio that we got. It's terrible.
It's kind of small. It's kind of like uncomfortable, and it's a whole deal in itself. But I mean, we don't mind doing it there. But I mean, if we can go out to places or meet people at their places, that works better for us because it gets the claustrophobia of being in the like tight and close space.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like how you been? How's
Good, dude.
life treating you?
It's been good, man. Recently just bought this house that we're in, so.
I know, it's fucking phenomenal house. It's
stoked,
really
dude.
nice. I'm really hyped for you.
I know you guys came that the first time we, like I think it was like what, maybe a month and a half after we were here, maybe 2 months. Yeah.
I think so. I think you had like a little get together.
Yeah.
And then Michael was here.
Yeah.
Michael Albin, by the way, guys.
Albie.
Shout out Albie.
Albie, the legend. But
It was so bomb. You cooked some bomb ass food.
Yeah,
So
dude, you
I was
got
like eating peppers off the grill. It was ridiculous. So good.
You guys got me so blitzed too, dude.
dude, I know.
I was so blitzed. I haven't fucking been that blitzed in a minute, dude.
And it was funny because like you're like, fuck it, let's just bring some beers and we'll just chill and talk and have a good time. And I was like, fuck it, yeah, dude, I'd love to come over.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, we had a good time, and it was really a pleasure to be here, and especially come back here and do this with you. Like,
I know, I'm stoked.
it's fucking awesome, man. Because I mean, I've known you for a long time. Like,
I've known of you since before I knew you, and so like when I met you, I was like, that's the guy.
Yeah. Especially because like when people would bring you up, they're like, oh, dude, that's that guy. Did that on this, and
Or we would go to spots and everyone would be like, oh, Josh Marron did this, blah, blah, blah. Like the first time I went to French Valley, the over the rail, you did the frontside flip. People were like, oh, this dude Josh Marron frontside flipped it. And I'm like, bullshit, dude. You guys are full of shit.
Robert Prado filmed that one, actually.
Yeah.
He was there the second time. I think the first time.
He was there when you tried front three over it, too.
Yeah, that was the second time, because I went and I fucking did it, and then the camera glitched, and then so I was like, I gotta wear the same exact outfit, and I went back like the next week and did it again pretty quick, but it wasn't as good as like the first one. And then I was like all hyped. I was like, I did it quick, so I was like, I'm gonna try fucking front three, and just like hooked onto the rail, like, and just like fell backwards.
oh, fuck.
Died. It was tight.
God damn.
Like the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah, dude, it like fucking, my elbow went straight into my chest and just knocked the wind out of myself. I was on the ground like, Jacob Bannon's in the background and shit, just laughing. I was like, fuck you, bitch. I'm like dying.
So fucked.
That's fucking
But it was crazy because when I first saw you skate in person was at that elementary school at Cal Oaks. I think I just randomly went there. Like, I didn't know you then, but I had heard of you. And it was at that manual pad that's at Oak Meadows.
Oak Meadows.
Yeah,
Oh,
by the park.
yeah.
And then I had seen you skating. I think I was like maybe like 12 or 13 at the time. And I was like, whoa, like this guy's doing like tricks on flat, and then he's like skating a manual pad. But I didn't approach you because I didn't know who you were at the time. But it wasn't until I think at one of Corey Bruce's houses, like parties that he had, you were there.
That's where I met you, too,
And-
at Corey Bruce's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No shit.
And like, I went up to you, I was like, hey, you're Josh Marron, right? And you're like, yeah, man. And I think you were already faded because it was like he was like 8 or 9, but I didn't even start drinking till I was like 14, 15.
Yeah.
So like you're all like, yeah, dude, what up, man? And like I think you were cooking.
Probably, dude. Every time
always...
every time I get invited to like someone's pad and shit, they're like, "Hey, can you grill?" I'm like, "Fuck, dude, I thought I'm coming to chill."
Like, I'm gonna fucking drink, and then, like you end up fucking having to.
I'm always, dude. It's funny, man. It always happens like that.
Is that like one of your passions that you love, or is it just
cooking?
Like...
Yeah, dude. My mom, like growing up, I wanted to actually be a chef, dude. Yeah,
really?
I want to be a chef growing up.
Chef Beans, dude.
Yeah, that'd be so sick.
Yeah, dude.
You have your own restaurant.
We actually still talk. Me and Kaylin, we're talking about doing like maybe a taco pop up here in front of the house.
Like a food truck or something,
just
or
put signs
Not
on
like
the streets.
a pop up, just stationary.
Like
and then just like put like an easy up outside and just do a little grill and shit, and then have like a table where people come and they could eat and stuff, get some tacos.
Wow.
We're thinking about doing it maybe once a month, but we need to prepare for it.
Yeah,
That'd be super dope.
That'd be so sick. What would you call it?
Dude, I don't know. That's the thing. It's kind of hard. My buddy actually, he's in San Diego. He's actually he's gonna be starting a restaurant here pretty soon.
Wow.
And he's legit, dude. He does birria tacos.
Ooh, I have a homie that does that with I've known him for I think since I was like pretty much a toddler. Him and his brother, they have it's called Madrigal Birria. I'm not sure if that's exactly don't quote me on this. But yeah, they have a birria like stand that they do like pop-ups at like swap meets.
Yeah.
And they prepare I think like a week in advance or so, and then they just have on weekends they have like their little stand and they just sell out.
Exactly, dude. That's how the homie out there is doing it. His thing is called Sapo's Tacos.
Shout out Sapo's Tacos.
Oh yeah,
Sapo's
he's out in La Mesa,
Tacos.
dude, and he's actually a chef too. So
La Mesa, you said?
yeah, he's in La Mesa,
okay,
and
San Diego.
he was
What's
actually
his name?
Sapo's. What we
No,
call
the guy's name.
Saul.
Saul.
Yeah, Saul. He's older. He's probably like 2 years older than me, but he was from like Lazy Creek.
Word.
And then
what?
yeah, I think he was originally from San Diego, but
yeah, that's how I am. Like I'm originally born in San Diego, raised until I was like 8 or so, and then I moved out here to Riverside, to Paris first.
Yeah.
And then after I think like 3rd or 4th grade, going into 5th grade, I moved to Menifee, and that's where I started skating when I was in 5th grade. And then, so yeah, like that's so crazy.
yeah, dude, the hustle, man.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, what got you into skating? Like who were your influences in the area, or did you always grow up out here, or were you?
So when I was little, dude, I used to like be really into BMX, like jumping bikes and shit. Yeah, I lived by that shit. And so we would always build jumps, and then fucking they'd tear them down like a month later, and then
Like the dirt jumps?
yeah, dirt jumps. And I had a friend that he moved to Elsinore, so he was like, hey, come spend the night out for the weekend or whatever. So I went out there to ride some jumps and shit. And the second day we were out, like Saturday, he was like, hey, we're not gonna go ride bikes today. And I was like, what the fuck? What are we doing? Mm-hmm. He's like, we're gonna go skate at the school, which ends up being Terracotta Middle School, which is right by McVicker. You know that middle school right there, right when you pass?
The one that's
They have a
Main, right?
Yeah, it's like right on the right, and then like McVicker's just a mile down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got that cool in the inside of the school. For whatever reason, they have the name of the school on like a sign, a concrete sign. Yeah. And there's like a bank on one side, so you can.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah,
dude, I've seen that recently, and like I haven't been there. Dude, it's been years. Mm-hmm. But
it's
yeah.
the weirdest thing because inside of the school, so you'd think that the sign would be on the outside, but like
I've seen Lucas skate that spot, like.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. I went there with Shabelsky a while ago, and there's a bump over bar in the back over there too. He tried to do a line because there's 2 of them. One of them's really gnarly, and the other one's like doable. Like you could do tricks over it. Yeah. So he's trying to do ollie and then 180, the gnarly one.
No shit, that feels butt, dude.
Yeah.
But there's some cool stuff. There's like an asphalt, like those electrical boxes for like the utilities to get into the ground. They have one of those that's in the asphalt, but it comes up like the asphalt like banks up to it, so you could like skate it like a tabletop or something.
What?
Kind of like
that's
the one
sick.
at Palomar that people skate, the one where it's like in the hallway, where it's like.
Kinda. It's kind of like that. It's actually like, I feel like it's probably doper than that one. There's some spots in that school. People don't really skate that much. Yeah, but there's some cool stuff. You just gotta go there with the right eye.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
look at
It's
shit,
like,
you know?
that's how I look at like a lot of spots nowadays. Well, not that I could ever fucking do a lot of them nowadays, but it's like, I think it's shit and I'm like, dude, that's definitely doable, you know? It's like, a lot of shit's definitely
100%.
doable.
So you're at Terracotta.
Yeah.
And what did you go in? Like, you went in like, what am I doing here? And
Pretty much. This fool's just like, yeah, dude, you could try my board. And I was like, all right. Like, he was like doing ollie and shit. He was able to like ollie and kickflip. He's like, and I was like, let me try and do an ollie. And I couldn't do it. I was like just struggling, pissed. You know, I was like annoyed that I couldn't do it. And then so I went home that weekend. I asked my mom for a board. And she was like, no, like, well, and she gets, I think they got me like some fucking Target board or some shit, you know, of course, first one and shit. And like, she ends up running it over though. Like,
how did that happen?
she's fucking leaving at work in the morning and shit. I left it behind her car. She ran it over and I was like so pissed. And then like, Christmas was coming and then I was begging for a board, you know?
Yeah.
And she was like, no, like, I don't think this is right for you, like, blah, blah. And like, she's like, first, let me get you a video and like, we'll see if this is going to be like what you like, you know? And I was like, okay.
Especially coming from like a Hispanic home, you
Yeah.
know, they're very cautious about what their kids do. I can relate because that's how my parents were at first when I started skating. Because at that time when I first started skating, Scarred was premiering.
Oh,
And
shit.
so,
That's
like,
crazy.
I'll watch that with my sister and we'd be like watching. She's like, what are you guys watching?
Yeah.
And it'd be like Scarred. I'm like, is that what you want to be doing? Like my mom, because
Yeah, it's like all the negative shit too. It's like there's no positive.
And I'm like, no, mom, this is just the stuff that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, it's like any sport. Like any sport, you get injured. Any sport, there's that.
It's like literally the worst case scenario.
Exactly. Like it doesn't happen every time.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like they're just getting all like the fucking falls and shit.
Especially because they're so used to like, you know, soccer or football or baseball.
I played that actually before I started skating too. I played like Pop Warner for like 8 years.
Really?
Like, football, yeah.
Wow.
I did football for like 8 years, and then I was a running back, and because I was tiny, dude.
Wow, really?
So, but I just got my ass rocked, dude. It was like, I didn't grow, dude. Right when I got into high school is like when I like started skating. I would say.
Really?
Like transitioning from like 8th grade into like freshman summer is like.
Dude, that's so funny. That's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah, and it just like that's that video right there. Sorry, well not really sorry, but sorry is like what got me in like focused to like really skate. You know, Ardo Sorry's part. So that was like.
Oh, we got a good Ardo Sorry story
yeah.
for you.
Oh, dude, hell yeah, I want to hear that shit.
It's on the Lindsay podcast, but it's pretty amazing. It's fucking.
Ardo's a man, dude.
That fool kills it.
Lindsay showed him spots around like Miami and stuff, and this was just slaughtering.
Was Lindsay from Miami or is he?
Yeah.
Oh really?
I
I thought he was fucking ST for
That's
some
what
reason.
that's what I thought too. But he got discovered by Jamie Thomas at Tampa Am, dude.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
'cause he
Legend,
got second
yeah.
place. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. He
Damn,
got
that's
second
wild.
place, not even trying. Allegedly, that's what he was saying. He's just skating.
Dude, I can see it though, dude. I
Yeah.
remember actually, I was telling my chick though, cause I was playing Jefferson Airplane yesterday, and I was telling her like, yeah, actually, cause I was telling her how you guys just had Lindsay on there, and I was like, I remember walking into Newport Ride Shop. This is before I was even like, you know, getting good or whatever, like.
Yeah.
Just a little grom and shit, and like I remember going in there and they had that video playing and his part was on. And I was like, dude, what? This is so sick. I wanted that video so bad. They ended up getting it for me for Christmas too, but
Fuck yeah.
yeah, it was tight. I fucking watched that shit religiously.
Dude, yeah, same here, man. Like, and it was funny because I asked him, I was like, so what made you choose that song? And he's like, I didn't choose it, Jamie.
Yeah, he didn't.
did."
Yeah, that's what
And
I
I
heard.
was like, that's a fucking trip because I thought he chose it, but it was like.
And it went so perfect too.
Dude, yeah.
So perfect.
Oh my god.
After meeting him though, it makes sense why his part in Dying to Live, right, is Jefferson Airplane, but then you're like Mystery Black and White, it's like ODB, shimmy shimmy.
Yeah,
You're like, what
yeah.
happened? But when you meet him, you're like, oh, that's who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
literally-
Because you
he's
can
like
tell
this,
he's like
like,
all
yeah.
into like rap, hip hop,
yeah,
shit like
He
that.
has
Like,
all of Wu-Tang on vinyl.
oh shit, no way.
And then he has like, I would say like, probably to where that wall is, to that wall of just vinyls stacked.
Damn. So he's like, fuck. Does he DJ?
No, he just plays
Just
vinyls.
likes vinyl,
He's
yeah.
just really into it. He has like a shitload of vinyls.
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
But yeah, that dude is a G.
Hell
Shout out
yeah.
Lindsey Robertson, you are the man.
Fuck yeah. Give it to that guy, dude.
He told us, dude, that he gave Tommy Sandoval his nickname T-Guns.
No shit?
Yeah.
That's actually what I was going to say, too. I was like, because I know Tommy he DJs and shit. He's like into reggae DJ.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
My stepdad DJs too, right?
Mhm.
So he called me up like couple weekends ago and was like, "Oh, come up to Fallbrook," and he sent me like an address to this like ramp that's up in Fallbrook, all random. It's a green ramp, and he's like, "Yeah, they're DJing and doing all this shit," and I show up, and the first person I see, like I bring James Anderson. First person I see is Tommy Sandoval. He just walks right up to James like, "What's up, dude?" Like they know, he knows
No
him.
shit.
And shit. Yeah, I was tripping, and me and Tommy met a couple times, but he doesn't recognize me, because that fool meets. He's met thousands and thousands of people,
He's probably been fucking fucked up, too, like when he was like,
He seemed really cool. I guess my stepdad had no fucking idea who he was, and they were just sitting there talking about music, and like my stepdad's like, "Oh, maybe I'll hire him to come and play with me and blah 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 all this stuff," and I was like, "That'd be sick, but good luck getting fucking booking shit for him." You know what I mean? Like he's probably busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude kills it.
Yeah,
But it's
true.
funny that you bring up Newport Ride Shop because when I first started skating, that was the only shop in all of the area that came up because I think I looked it up on Google at the time and I was like I said, 13, 14. I was like, oh, let's see if there's a skate shop around here. And I went in and found, Newport Ride Shop. And I was like, oh, sick. And it's right by Bob's Pit Stop.
Yeah, it used to actually be, you know where the Little Caesars is now, right there? It used to be, I think, in that same spot.
Yeah, it was literally like right next to Bob's. Like, I think it's where that chiropractor place is at.
The Newport Ride Shop is there now, but the original, it used to be called 2150.
Really?
Yeah, before it was Newport Ride Shop. So the original owner was like some fucking older, I think I would say he looked like an old biker.
Yeah, he looked like he was on like Meta Militia or something, right?
That's Johnny. That's the second owner. So
Really?
Yeah, he ended up buying 2150 from this guy because the guy that was running 2150, he was kind of sketch. And then Johnny bought 2150 and made it Newport Ride Shop and then put it right where that chiropractor spot was.
Yeah,
right next
exactly.
So,
yeah. And I remember because I remember buying the wheels and they had kind of like that like bandana logo.
Yeah.
So
it was like pinkish kind of.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They had like a pink and a black one, I think. Like just black and white and then pink and white, I think. If I can remember. Their boards fucking sucked.
Dude, yeah, I
They're
never
such
had one
shit
of their
boards.
boards, but I got my first board that I ever had was a Brent Ashley
Element?
from Element.
Yeah.
And it was the bear one. I'll send you the photo.
We already.
Wait.
Whoops. We already featured it on one of the podcasts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I already have the photo and stuff.
Well, I remember it vividly because when I went there that time, I seen the Enemy ad. And it had all of you guys on it. It had you doing the ollie. It had Diego Tejera, right?
Oh yeah, it was
50 or something.
fucking
or like,
Miguel
Miguel.
De La Tejera, yeah.
It had him. It had Curtis, and then it had Lewis, and then it had Jacob.
It was Alvaro,
Or, yeah.
Sean Halucky.
Yeah, he had the nose blunt, right?
Sean Halucky, I had the middle of it. It's I actually I just got a poster. One of my homies just gave it to me.
Wow.
Yeah, he sent me a video, like a picture, and he's like, check what I got. And I was like, bro, I need that. I don't have one. I never kept one.
I know, I never.
I think I wrote fag on mine. And so like where I was at, fucking totally fucked it up.
That's so funny.
But yeah, he was like, dude, I'll give it to you. I asked Jesus Serta because he has one.
Yeah, he has one at his
And
John
like,
Davis. John Davis has one
Yeah.
too.
I was like, can I buy that from you? He's like, dude, fuck no, this is mine. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it was crazy because, like I said, I went in not knowing what the fuck was going on because I was like 13, 14 at the time. And I remember seeing it in the background and I was like, fuck, that's so sick. Like, I don't even know what company this is, but it really caught my attention because, I mean, I started getting familiar with the industry and then to see something that wasn't, like, part of the normal like girl or baker.
Yeah, it's like
or
more
toy machine. It was like, whoa,
like a
what's
local
this?
company and shit.
Yeah, I was like, what's this? And it really caught my eye, but fuck, I wish I would have gotten a poster because I would still have it.
Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I had met all of you, except for Sean Halecki. I had met every single one of you that was on Enemy. Had no idea like that was like what you guys were doing and stuff like that. I heard all the stories, the lore. When you go to the spots, it's like, oh, this went down, and I'm like, where's the footage? And then eventually I did see, the footage, but it was intense because I had already met all of you guys. And then I see the poster at John's house when we spent the night one night. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, we don't even have this shit. Because we were doing the Epiphany thing, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, we don't even have nothing like this at the time, you know? So,
they had a photographer, though, so it was, the weird thing how that happened was, like, when I was like younger, I had a box and I would just always skate in front of my house. Yeah. And this guy had moved in probably like I lived like 3 houses away from the corner. Yeah. So the house across the street from that corner, they had just moved in, and the guy's name was I forgot his name. Anyways, he had like a brother or cousin who started Enemy. Really? And then they would always like just give me stickers. They'd see me skating and shit, and they'd give me stickers. Hey, you gotta go outside, dude. You need to wait, bud.
That's okay.
Okay, you can look. Right there.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
Beer on?
Chrissy Chaos? That's kidding.
I'll take another one. Thanks, Jim.
I'm good right now.
He's right there.
Come here. I'm trying to go for you.
Mama, go outside. Come on, Mama. Get Mama, babe.
Come on, Mama.
Come on, boys.
It's hot in here.
Turn the AC on.
Is it all on?
I don't know.
Say hi real quick. Say hi real quick.
The camera.
Right there.
Hi.
I know that meant a lot to him. So
Yeah,
awesome.
he's like, you're doing a podcast? I was like, yeah. He's like, no way, what?
He seems so high.
I know.
What's up?
Are the vents closed?
No, they're good.
Because it's on.
Oh, just make it loud.
I don't feel hot. I think it's because the fan's on. I feel pretty
I
good.
don't know. When you like
Are
walk
you
in
hot?
here from in here, it's like it feels hot.
I mean, I'm good. I don't feel it.
I'm chilling.
We're men, you know. We don't feel it.
Be a man. Well, yeah.
So you were saying that your neighbor had come over because he had stickers.
Joey was his name. Yeah, Joey. So he got in that spot. Dude, go over there, Kaylin.
You're doing so good. Come on, talk.
It's okay.
We'll probably have a few of those.
Honestly, bro, it's character. You know what I mean? It just adds character to the shit, and everyone knows, like, hey, this fool's a dad.
Shows, yeah, like you're your dad, and you know, dad shit happens. But
It shows that like you got a lot going on, and that's like, you know, humanizing. People appreciate it. You know what I mean?
3 of these little fuckers.
And it's funny because they're like, whoa, he's doing like that.
Yeah, they're like, what the
And that's why like I had your son come up because it's like I'm pretty sure it means like he may not know what it means right now, but
but he's gonna.
future,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
But nah, he'll be stoked. He'll be stoked for sure.
Fuck yeah. But anyway, so your neighbor Joey had the stickers, and then he came over because he had a box.
Yeah, so he would just like gift me like stickers and shit, and then like as I got like, you know, better or whatever, I was like hitting up Johnny at Newport Ride Shop, and I was trying to get like sponsored from them. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up getting sponsored from them first, and then I met Mike, which is the owner of Enemy at the time. Mm-hmm. And I sent him like just a minute of footage, and he was like, yeah, man, like we want to send you boards, blah blah this and that. And he was already, I think, in Newport Ride Shop at the time. Mm-hmm. And
what year is this, if you can remember?
Let's see, it was probably
like 06, 07?
Probably 06. Yeah, no, 2008, 5-ish.
Wow.
Yeah,
Whoa,
2005,
really?
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
Wow, yeah.
because I was in high school still, I think, when that all happened. Like the ending of high school. And then, that was just a cool little trip with those guys, like being on Enemy and shit. And then Sean was actually on around I think the same time me and him got on. They didn't really have anybody, and then it was kind of just like, we kind of just made the team. They had Miguel too, who was just like he was like an OG already. Yeah, they had, so like Newport Ride Shop came out with the video they were like the people before us.
Really?
And they were killing it. Like, they had a straight up banger video, dude. It was called Green 11 Teen, I believe. What? It was VHS, yeah.
Wow.
And so there's a guy, Jared Hall, Eddie Embrum, Miguel was in it, my friend Brody Burgess. Who else was in there? Brandon Willingham, front boarded Hollywood 16 back then. It's funny because Mike Maldonado actually talks about it in a podcast, saying that he was like, yeah, dude, I remember like going to LA back in the day the first time. This fucking young buck was just front boarding Hollywood 16, and it was fucking them. What? It was Brandon Willingham, yeah.
That's so crazy. I didn't even know they had a video.
And they were all like Menifee heads.
They were all Menifee heads, yeah, dude. And they were fucking killing it though. That was like what I was like, oh shit. Just like how you're saying like me, it's like the same shit, like because that was being documented before, and then these guys were just fucking killing it, dude. Like, fuck, what? Can't think of his name right now. I'm having a brain fart. Justin Garrett. Yeah, Justin Garrett, dude. He lip slid El Toro in that video.
I met that guy at Bishop.
What?
Yeah.
I met that guy at Bishop.
Yeah.
When I met him, it was several years ago. There was a Roll Dogs contest, and I went with Matt, and we were hanging out with Jeremiah.
Brandon Willingham. Is he tan?
We were hanging out with Jeremiah Martinez.
Jeremiah
Martinez. So we were hanging out with him, and this dude was talking about, I lip slid El Toro 10 years ago.
Oh,
and I was like,
shit.
what the fuck?
No, the middle.
The
middle
OG middle rail, yeah.
Yeah. So that was Justin, and then Brandon was there that day too, actually. At that, he's kind of like a tanner. He looks kind of like he's Hawaiian. He's got colored eyes.
Okay.
And he's like a little tan, and then.
My cousin.
And then Justin was like dude, they were all rail killers though. That was the thing. They did was just kill rails.
Because that was the thing back then.
Yeah.
Big rails, big stairs.
It was like jump off a building or like welcome to hell was like the fucking shit, So they just all lived by that shit too. So it was like they were all about it, and then these guys were just killing it. And I always thought, I was like, dude, there's no way I'll ever fucking get on like a little shop like that if these guys are like that. These fools are buck. Like, they're not even on like an active, And I thought
and it's
active
funny
was like the shit.
You see them like that, and that's how I saw you guys.
Yeah.
So when you're telling me this, I was like, whoa, like you just blew my mind with how.
Yeah,
the
like
Ride Shop had a video. I didn't even know they had a video.
Yeah.
I had no idea either, but I should have known because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, we should know that. Why the fuck don't we know that?
We're actually, so Brandon, I still talk to Brandon a lot. He's actually trying to put solar on my house recently, but.
Really?
Yeah, he's doing solar now. He still skates. He's fucking, I think he's almost like going to be 40, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, he's killing it. And he only skates at skate park, so you'll probably catch him at Summerlee if you know.
Oh, yeah.
He's always at Summerlee like all the time. And but yeah, he doesn't skate street or nothing no more. He gave up on all that. He just wants to cruise. He's like,
He just wants to have fun.
Yeah, I just want to have fun.
Being on his board,
and
which is understandable.
Yeah, dude, and he's killing it too right now. And fucking, what was I gonna say? Oh, so he has a copy of the video.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, if there's any way, get a copy.
I've been asking him, dude, and he won't. Like, a few of us have actually asked to like get it so we could copy it onto YouTube. Or he's like, I don't want the tape to get fucked up. So
why can't you just copy onto a disc?
That's what I'm saying,
VHS,
dude. Yeah,
right?
yeah. He thinks that like the tape's gonna get fucked up, and like so. All right, Frankie Caracoli. I don't know if you know him. Mm-hmm. He was the team manager of Newport Ride Shop.
Really?
Yeah. So it was John who ran it, who kind of gave everybody, all right, they're gonna be on the team. But Frankie was kind of like team manager of us a little bit, and he worked there too. And then now actually Frankie's like famous tattoo artist in LA, just opened up a shop, Holy Union Tattoo, And yeah, dude, he's actually kicking it with like Jack Fardell and like all these fucking professional skaters.
Shout
like,
out Frankie.
Yeah, he's killing it, dude. He's fucking
Frankie's fish fillet.
Fish fillet.
Yeah, his Instagram thing is Death Cloak.
Wow.
Yeah, so peep that fool. He's
Yeah,
sick,
we'll throw it up.
He's really
there,
good at like traditional like fucking tattoos and shit. He kills it, dude.
Sick.
But yeah, he ended up becoming like famous tattoo artist. But he was, you know, skater at heart. Like he was actually in that video too. I think like back in the day. So he hit me up a while back asking if I had like a copy of it, because I had a copy, but you know, shit always goes missing.
Yeah,
You fucking lend a copy to someone and it's gone. Like,
Yeah.
like.
So, oh, get the bad.
Yeah,
And it was like, oh, where'd it go? I don't know. Yeah, I fucking moved and gone.
my first skate video, dude. I was telling you my mom was gonna give me a video or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So the first video she got me was The Reason, Transworld,
Wow.
and I literally just watched it. Once it was done, rewind it all the way, start over for like hours, just watching it.
Definitely.
Just I didn't even know what the fuck I was looking at, because I didn't know what tricks were, like what the fuck anything was. Like I was just like, oh whoa, like I didn't know switch, nollie.
It was mesmerizing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I felt about Yeah Right and Black and White. Me and my brother watched those religiously growing up.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Fucking now these videos coming out nowadays, like Godspeed.
Oh.
Like that's gonna be some kid's first video they've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Or like,
yeah, it's like on YouTube only, like no fucking copy.
Star and Moon. You guys seen that?
Oh yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah. Imagine
Corey Glick turned it down a little bit on that one, dude.
Yeah.
The style changed. I feel like it was sick.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
It was, dude. Corey Glick was doing hammers, and then like now he's just like chilling.
I
And
think it's because like.
I think he got injured recently.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I'm pretty sure.
I want to know what happened to the fucking homie that was Cole Wilson, dude. What happened to that guy?
Yeah, whatever happened to that guy?
He was dude. He won
was
Real
good.
Street like right before Chase Webb won, and
He was up there with Leo, like doing
Yeah,
rails.
yeah.
And, like he was like up there with Jeremy as well, like. just
Who
style.
kno-
he's from Louisville, Kentucky. Too.
Who knows though, man? I mean, Lindsay was like doing the thing with Rob Dyrdek, Fantasy Factory. He was like heavy in the game. Wasn't Lindsay in like Do Tour or some shit too? Like he was. I'm pretty sure he was like skating contests.
I think.
And then he just disappeared. What happened? And then he wouldn't tell us really what happened either. You know what I mean? But I think that
Fucking probably was like, fuck the industry, dude. These fools are all kooks.
that's what I think it is.
no,
I think
it
that the industry is not
What?
our
what
community.
they say they are.
Yeah. Our community isn't an industry. Our community is a community. And once you bring industry and money and all the profits and all the bullshit
it
into it,
something completely different from what it
we
actually
kind of touched on it. It's like Jamie Foy is doing all this crazy shit.
Yeah,
right.
He has a fucking
But-
manager too. You know?
Yeah, but like,
him and,
how much
Zion.
of that? How much of that is him just going out and having a good time, and how much of it is like I need to go do this so I can pay my bills or whatever the fuck,
Dude,
you know?
I was thinking that because he came out with the part recently. I forgot what it was like. Maybe a
The
Dickies
Dickies
part.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like filmed in like a week.
Yeah.
And it said like at the end in the credits, it's like giving you a location and a time date, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why are they like? Who the fuck does that, dude? Like, they're giving you a time frame, and it's like you're just gonna and he fucking produced, but it's like. I was thinking too. I was like, did he even really have fun? Like,
So it's like a Patreon for skaters.
There's no way that he had fun for 7 days straight.
yeah, it's like
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
there's
at
no
least
vacation.
at least three of those days, you're like, fuck, this sucks.
yeah.
Or
There's
that
no
fool's,
way.
that fool's an athlete though. If you think about like
Yeah.
you know you categorize that as like an athlete too, because there's athletes that train like that too.
Yeah.
Like and then there's like skateboarders who are like fucking fuck that. Like I don't want to do that shit. Like mainstream, you know.
Yeah.
So Lindsay asked us this question, and I'm gonna ask you, what's your thoughts on the Olympics? Skateboarding Olympics.
It's cool, but it's whack.
That's exactly what Scott.
That's what I said it word for word.
I
I was
mean,
like, I'm hyped that it's gonna be like more normalized so that people will be less of assholes to
Yeah.
us, you know, in general. But like, keep jocks out of skateboarding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we doing? But
Half the motherfuckers in that shit, you don't even really know anyone now. I'm like, who are these guys?
Not only that, like, do you think they're gonna pass drug tests?
That's what I'm
I don't
saying.
think so.
But yeah, they're over here fucking kicking this bitch out for
Like, oh,
fucking
yeah,
getting
but-
high. It's like, yeah,
like,
it's
you
bullshit.
think gonna pass a drug test? I don't
Fuck
think
no.
so.
Fuck no.
I personally have smoked weed with several times,
Exactly.
so I know for a fact that like he's either buying fake. No, I'm just kidding. He's buying fake Pete.
You heard it here, folks.
Dude, I remember seeing that guy in Venice one time before he blew up, and he was fucking killing Venice Park, dude. Just
Jackson met him the day that they went and skated the House of Drops, that 3-block gap in between the palm trees. He like frontside flipped it, or switch frontside flipped it, and then tray flipped it in the ground control.
The long one?
It's like in Orange County, like by Redondo Beach area, kind of like Palos Verdes area.
It has like a fountain, right? A water fountain or something?
No. It's like an old foundation for like a mansion. It's like in a neighborhood.
Oh.
And like Furby and other people have skated it. Moose has skated, I'm pretty sure too. But it's like in between 2 palm trees, and it's like a 3-block.
Yeah. Nick's Paso Nolly flipped it.
Yeah, he did switch frontside flip and tray flip on it, and I forget which trick it was because they were on different days, but Jackson met him like that day.
No shit.
Yeah, and they were all talking, like Jackson was telling me about like, oh, this kid Chris Jocelyn. I'm like, whatever, Jackson, shut the fuck up, you know. And then because at the time the barracks was doing the United Nations, like where you sent in videos.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck you guys stopped doing that, dummies. Anyways. Yeah. That was like the best introduction to like underground people. It was so awesome watching those.
Yeah, definitely.
But Ground Control won the year that they entered, and that was like it was part of it.
Like from like Anaheim area.
Yeah, like Orange County, somewhere in Orange County.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, that's how a lot of like those independent companies came out of, like the Happy Medium dudes.
Yeah.
They sent their video with Jaws, right? No?
It's like Buster O'Shea or whatever. And
Really?
like
They didn't film a United
No,
Nations?
they did, and they sent it in, and they didn't make finals, and then they put a video on YouTube called "Fuck the Barracks," and it blew up. It got more views than any of like the United Nations videos.
So
And then next thing you know, everyone's like, "Oh, have you seen Happy Medium? Have you seen Boyish? Have you seen like all those shits?" And it was like, I met Jonathan Pierce. Boyish had already come out, and we stayed at this dude Garrett's house, and he was like a filmer for all those dudes.
Yeah.
And we fucking met Jonathan Pierce. Again, I had seen Boyish, but only one time. And I was like, this dude looks fucking familiar. Where do I know this guy from? And Andrew Green's sitting there like, are you Jonathan Pierce? And he's like, yeah. He's like, you're in Boyish. And they just sat there and talked for hours, like just about Boyish. And Jonathan Pierce was like, I can't believe you've seen that, and blah, 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 all this shit. And like, because at the time, like, Boyish was like their premiere video. Like that was the first one that people outside of Arizona were watching it. You know what I mean? It was crazy.
There was 2 different people though, like Happy Medium and the dude
Pyramid
who did,
Country.
Yeah, it's Pyramid Country.
But
too,
when
right?
before the O'Shea brothers started doing Happy Medium, and before Jackson Casey started doing like the Worship Friendship and all that stuff. Before they started doing that, they did like Arizona days and stuff like that. They did videos together, like how me and Jackson did stuff together. You know what I mean?
Damn, that's dude,
I'm obsessed with all those dudes.
Those guys are legends.
The O'Shea brothers actually got me into their premiere because like we drove all the way out there, and I was like, oh fuck, I didn't realize like I should have bought a ticket like before we went out there. That was the time that we all were out there.
Oh, we ran into each other. Yeah, I was gonna say we fucking
Yeah, that was a good ass time.
That was fucking funny, dude.
How'd you run into him? Like,
Buster
we actually
O'Shea.
went on a trip out there to go skate, and then it just happened to be the Damn Am or whatever was going on that weekend.
Yeah, Phoenix Am.
Oh yeah, Phoenix Am.
Yeah,
and then fucking then we were going somewhere. We went by the venue and because we heard about the video premiering like one of the days. And we were out, like, we drove up early before, like, maybe hours before even anyone was there, and Jaws was outside. We're like, what up, fool? He's like, hey, guys, you guys need to come back? We're like, yeah. We're all laughing and shit. Fucking did it. Like, whenever we got there, like, yeah, we ran into this fool. I think we were drinking in the parking lot for a while, right? Like,
yeah, by the time like we figured out what was going on, I was hammered and high as shit.
We were all hammered,
That's
dude.
pretty much the case all the time.
But you guys had got your tickets already,
dude. I don't even know what the honestly, dude,
or something. But
so
I remember
time.
tripped out because I'm like, fuck, man, I need to get my tickets and blah blah blah. everyone is like walking away like, oh, it's sold out, and I was like, man, fuck this shit. Emailed Buster O'Shea. That fool wrote back to me while like essentially like it was like right before the first showing of the video was gonna happen. This fucking dude wrote back to me and was like, hey bro, I got you, right? And then somebody comes up to the fucking front where they had like everybody getting the tickets and doing the shit, and was like, we're looking for Skylar Brenner, blah blah blah.
What?
And like all the and we just all got
No shit.
Yeah, like I paid,
I
think
you know, but it was like
showing. Did you
it
see
was
the
crazy.
first or the second one?
The second one.
I think I went to the second one. It was funny, dude. We were like right behind fucking that fool fucking dude. I'm having a brain fart now. Dude.
I was behind
Kelly Hart.
Kelly Hart.
Him and Daniel Espinoza.
That's so random.
Yeah, they were like right in front of us, and we were just like laughing at them, like being assholes and shit. And like we had like beers in our pockets and shit, and like we're just like drinking them in line, like no one's even noticing. And like we get in there and like we get like a spot. I forgot it was like sitting by, but there was like, you know how like there's like the big row, and then there's like 3 rows, 3 chairs.
I didn't go. So.
And a movie
like,
theater.
You know what I
And a
mean?
movie
Like,
theater.
You know how like sides are like they'll have like the 3, and then like the big row where there's like olive rows.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I ended up getting the last, like, on the 3, I was, like, the last chair. And then fucking Lizard King pulls up, like, sits next to me and shit. I, like, crack a beer, and he's like, whoa, bro, you got another beer? I was like, nah.
Get your own beer full.
I was like, you can have a sip, though. He's like, all right, bro.
He's like, hey.
But the whole time the movie was playing, this fool was like, he's like, oh, I could do that, dude. I could do that. Like, I was like, oh, shut up. You don't be a dick, dog. Like, where you at now, Lizard King?
Where you at, man?
Sober. Oh, shit, dude.
I saw, like, right before the video, you know, because we'd been drinking in the parking lot, and I had to piss so bad, but, like, they wouldn't let anybody in to use the bathroom, you know what I mean? So once we finally were able to get in, like, right before the second showing started, I, like, run to the bathroom, and I'm, like, waiting, like, fuck, every urinal stall is taken, right? I'm just waiting, and then I noticed, like, this dude is wearing a velvet purple coat. Like, what the fuck? Who is this guy? He's got, like, long hair, velvet coat, and then he's got, like, these, like, silky, like, kind of pants on and shit.
Like corduroys.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy's deal? Turns around, it's fucking Richie Jackson.
Oh, shit,
Yeah.
no way.
And then I like, went up to the urinal, you know, pissed, mixed my pee with Richie Jackson's pee in the urinal, and then, like, waited behind him, like, so that I could wash my hands, too. But this fool sat in front of the fucking mirror for, like, 10 minutes, Josh, just fucking doing the fucking mustache shit.
Shut up.
I swear to God, dude,
So
I
it's
I lost
I
my
got a story
shit.
about a urinal, dude. Like,
Go ahead.
we're at fucking. We went skating all day one time in SD, and like we were at Ty Robledo. Shout out Robledo. And fucking, dude, this fool was just killing it all day. And we went to that 4 block. It's at like Monroe. It's like a famous 4 block.
The one.
It's like a stage.
It's like black top on top and black.
No,
top
it's just
on top.
it's regular. No, I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah.
That's that one. I know what you're talking. That's I think that's more downtown.
You're talking about the one
This one's
that
in like City Heights.
You're talking about the one that the Shepdog skated. and
Yeah,
stuff,
Monroe
yeah.
Clark, I think, is the middle school.
Okay,
But
yeah.
that it's fucking OG famous. Like there's people skating
And-
in the
and
Noah
it's
Cyrus video, the storm.
Everything is concrete, like
Yeah.
the run up, the
It's kinda
blocks,
like
and the
roundish,
landing.
like it's
yeah.
kind of like a roundish stage, and then people skated this way or
They
this way.
They skated a few times in East County Bound and Down.
Oh, I know what you're
Shout
talking
out
about.
East County Bound and Down.
Yeah,
That's a
I've seen
great video.
That's
It's
shit.
It's a great video, and they use like East Bound and Down like clips
the
and
theme and
shit.
shit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
sick.
It's good.
It's a good fucking show too.
Yeah.
Second
So you're at
season
that
in
school,
Mexico.
right?
Yeah, so we're at that school skating and shit, and then after that we're gonna go to the poorhouse in Oceanside. We're gonna watch like Riley Hawk's band play or whatever.
Oh, word.
And we get there and fucking Tyler just like, I don't know what happened to this fool, but he's like, I'm gonna go take a piss. I was like, I gotta go pee too. So he's in the urinal. I go piss first. There's someone in the stall because it's only one urinal and then there's a stall and then you have the sink. And I take a piss, then fucking I'm washing my hands, and then he's like, Tyler's like, dude, what the fuck, bro? You need to come look at this. Like, I was like, what? He's like, my fucking piss is brown, dude. It straight up looked like a Newcastle beer.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That means he's dehydrated.
It's just, he gets like that when he skates, like hardcore like that. And he just like pisses straight brown, like Newcastle.
Yeah, that's dehydration. Like, really.
And we're sitting there
fool
like,
needs to drink more water.
he was, dude. He was. I don't know. Just this fool's body's weird.
Maybe he's probably having some sort of
my-
He was
My
normal.
grandpa-
He felt fine. Like
My grandpa used to do that, and they said it was because of the amount of meat that he ate.
Maybe.
That's what they said. I don't know.
could be something, dude.
I mean, we're not doctors.
Yeah, I was like, so me and this fool were just like sitting there looking at his piss in the urinal, like, what the fuck, you know? And then like this guy walks out of the stall. He's like, dude, you mind if I look? And it's fucking Slash.
Fucking Brian Hansen.
Yeah, Brian Hansen. He's like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you, bro? We're like, what?
Why was he there?
I don't know, but he's sitting there listening to his like talk this whole time and just comes up, can I look? He's like, bro, there's fucking something wrong with you, dude. Like,
Piss is brown.
That's
I'm
fucking
tripping.
hilarious.
It was
That's
so funny,
fucking
dude.
hilarious.
it was funny as
Whoa,
fuck.
yeah, brown piss. I want to see it.
Slash.
Dude, I might drink it.
Slash.
Is that a beer?
Slash met great grandpa.
Really?
Yeah, Shabelsky and Slash. Yeah, they both met him. Yeah.
Dude,
Like-
what fucking happened to Slash,
Recipes.
dude?
Um,
Rest in peace to Gramps, dude. I met him too, actually, I think, at your house in Escondido.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, because you picked me up there one
Yeah,
time because
yeah.
you were working right down the
Yeah,
street, and
yeah.
I was like, I need to get the
Dude,
fuck back home.
He lived like
and shit.
literally like a fucking street away from my job.
Yeah.
It was like so random. I'm like, I
Yeah.
always go by the street. I gotta go to the store and shit. Like,
Yeah,
it was
dude.
random.
Slash, because Shabelsky was trying to skate that over the fence thing right next to my grandpa's house, right? And I was telling him like, oh, we got wood at my grandpa's house you could use for like the curb hopper, you know, so you could use it as a curb hopper and then run up and then boom, whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring my homie, blah blah blah. Send me your address. So I sent him the address of my grandpa's house. Just sat there and waited. And fucking Anthony Shabelsky shows up, and this dude gets out, and he's got like this full-on beard. He looks kind of crusty and sun faded. You know what I mean? Sun washed and shit.
Motherfucker's been in the sun all day.
Yeah,
and
like
shit.
he's been in the sun for 10 years or some shit. And then it's like, I'm like, this guy looks familiar. And he like puts his hand out and he's like, what's up, I'm Brian. And I'm like, no way. Like I realized who it was. And I was like, yeah, just so you know, like we can take this shit, blah, blah, blah. But my grandpa wants to like meet you guys, whatever. So I like brought him into the house. And Slash was like, oh, y'all got a fucking pool table and a bar in here? What the fuck?
Your Gramps had this setup.
He had a
That's
setup,
sick.
yeah. And he was like tripping on it, and he was like complimenting my grandpa's house and like telling him thank you for fucking all this shit. And weird. It was weird, and my grandpa was like, why don't you shave your beard?
You look like a goddamn hoodlum.
my grandpa asked him if he was a hippie and shit.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
He's like, are you a hippie? Why don't you shave that beard?
Damn. Dude, it sucks kind of when sad happened to fucking Brian, dude. I think like he kind of went a little cuckoo or some shit, dude.
Honestly, from what I've gathered, Lindsay didn't say this, and I respect Lindsay so much that I don't want to like degrade his integrity or anything like that. But the vibe that I kind of got that was that everyone who's dissolved from the old black box distribution, it was because of Jamie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I've heard so much shit about that.
Yeah,
guy.
I mean, we've all heard. If you're listening to this podcast and the chances of you have heard something about that guy, they're very high.
Yeah.
You know, and because people talk, this community talks, man. You don't get to go do some shit to multiple people and then people not know what the fuck happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like hear about it at least. But I think that it's the same kind of thing with Shabelsky, you know, because Shabelsky, I met Trevor Colton at Black Box Distribution, right? Because Shabelsky was taking
That
me.
fool had to pay $30,000 to break his contract with that, I heard.
What?
I don't know anything about
Yeah,
that,
so,
but I believe
you know how
it.
he was
Yeah.
on Mystery?
Yeah.
So the thing was like to break his contract. He had a contract with fucking Jamie Thomas, of course. So Jamie wanted $30,000. So he
Jamie
fucking paid it and then went to Skate Mental.
Lindsay openly admitted that like the only Sponsor Me tape that Lindsay Robertson ever made is owned by Jamie Thomas.
Yeah.
Like Jamie Thomas owns it.
He's like a goddamn dictator, dude.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy too is that this fool, he was kind of telling us, right, that he filmed like, essentially like Lindsay has a bunch of footage that has never seen the light of day, dude.
I fucking bet, dude.
Yeah. And it's
I
like,
wonder
so
how many people have shit
that's
like
what
that,
I'm saying.
though.
Jamie Thomas has like archives of footage of people that will probably just never see it. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy when you think about stuff like that. But that's another reason why it's like, fuck the industry. Like, I'm out of this shit, you know?
Fuck this industry.
Bitch, I'm in these streets.
But I want to bring it back to Enemy. Like, so you were talking that the guy, I think it was the TM, got you on.
Yeah, so I sent a video to Mike through Yahoo, and then it was like I don't know if you ever see it on YouTube. It's literally like a minute of I skate like LA.
I think so. Yeah, it's like the old school like foundation spot in LA.
Yeah, I did. I did that Gap Back 5-0. I don't know if you remember that. It's
yeah,
at
I think
courthouse.
so. It was like the courthouse.
The courthouse, yeah. And then right after that was my first time going to LA too. I was only 17.
Really?
Yeah, 17. I lied to my mom.
I remember watching it on YouTube. Like, old. Was it VX or was it GL?
No, dude, we were using like a fucking before that shit. It was like,
so like
it was a
VX 700.
It was like the
like
high 8. It was a high 8 camera.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because it looks like old almost like a VX 700 kind of deal mixed with like old VX or GL1 footage.
Yeah, it was like a high 8 camera, and the lens sucked dick. And we were just and then Jacob was only 15 at the time. And he didn't have a license, and he just used his parents' car. We just all mobbed out.
No.
His parents didn't give a fuck. They were just like, "Go ahead, be safe."
Oh my god.
And yeah, like I tell my mom I'm going skating, but I don't tell her where I'm at.
Who's driving?
Yeah, and like we hit up all these spots, dude. Like just first time skating LA and shit. And it was just like I was having so much fun. Like just brand new spot. I'm like I wanted to try a trick on everything, and that was the plan.
That line was sick. Like you did like a frontside flip, right? And then you like kind of did like a flat trick
on
at that old foundation LA spot. I think you skated the rail on the line or something. Because there's like a little like rail that they set up.
No, I just backside flipped it actually. Really? Over it, yeah. Over that one. That was a different day though.
Because I remember watching it and I was like, dude, is this in Europe? Because it looked like the ground was like old.
Surprisingly, the crazy thing is like that was still there. It's gone now.
Definitely.
But like, we got to skate that. This was like a different time. I was fuck, dude. Oh no, we went to that spot. Mark Appleyard does a kickflip. It's like off like a top part, and then there's like a fucking wrought iron fence. And then there's like a gap.
Is it that one that goes into the bank?
It lands in the asphalt, but it's pretty tall. I would say it's probably like almost as tall as a door. And then it's like just maybe like a 4-foot gap, but it's like kind of like a straight drop. He kickflips it. It's a top view that they do. It's in Sorry. You'll if I show you, you'll remember it. And then like I tried to back 180 and I ended up breaking my board. Like I stuck it, kept sticking it, and then my board broke. And then I ended up having to go buy a board. No, I had a board actually, I think. No, I didn't. I had to go buy a board. And then we just kept skating, from that all the way till nighttime. My mom's like, "Where you at?" And I'm like, "I'm in LA. I'm calling the cops. Like, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing? You're not supposed to be out." Like,
yes.
I was like, "I'm trying to live my dream, Mom." Like,
especially because, like I said before, like coming from Hispanic backgrounds, like they want to know, especially if it's already getting dark. And their kids are underage and they don't want to like.
I was being a dick. I was like, "There's no way you can find me."
Oh my god.
Like, fuck, I'm gonna get home when I get home,
I've had times like that when I would go skating with Skylar in the group, when my mom would be like, "Where you guys at?" Blah blah, and I'm like, "I'm out skating. Like I'm not driving. Like I have no control."
Yeah.
But like they're just worried because obviously
you're
minor, you're underage.
They don't know where you're at.
They don't know the people that you're around. So it's like I get it. I get that. Like it's.
But yeah, I sent him that though. That little fucking video. It was like a minute of footage.
Good footage, by the way.
And he was like, oh, he's like, dude, that back 5-0 is what stood out to me. So then, yeah, he just gave me boards. And it happened to fucking work out like that. And then Sean was already, like I said, on. I think right after that, Alvaro was on too already. Mm-hmm. I think Alvaro might have been on before me too. And then we got Lewis on. Miguel was already on. And then, yeah, it was just, all we would do is go skate with each other. Those fools always took care of us and shit. And every time we'd go out, they just pay for everything, you know, food-wise, drinks and shit. Like, and then they had a photographer, which was Frank. And
yeah.
Frank was cool. Fucking Frank Miscar, I think is his last name. Yeah, and
guy that hangs out with Jesus, right?
no,
right.
This guy's out in like Orange County.
Okay.
He's like an old Deadhead too. Like he like followed fucking Grateful Dead for like years, I guess.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's
so
like a straight up
crazy.
old hippie. Like I remember we went to go stay the night one night at his house, and like we were gonna go fucking shoot photos the next day at the spot they wanted to take us to. Mm-hmm. And this fool fucking was like, we wanted to drink and shit, so he goes and buys his booze. You know, we're not of age yet, and like,
yeah.
So like, he ends up drinking. He hadn't drank in forever, right? It's like he stopped drinking.
Yeah.
And he tried to fight me that night. This fool's like raged out, drunk, dude. Like, I had to run out of his house. Like, he was tripped the fuck out. It was so funny. Oh, you mind if I take a leak real quick?
And we'll be right back after these messages.
Perfect. You have reached the Mountain Canyon Lake Springs Party Hotline. This is Brad and Chad. Yeah, dude. Like everything we do is like nobody gives a fuck because we're like the fucking sickest dudes
around. We're gonna fucking totally rock the party at wherever you're trying to rock the party, right? And
yeah, we're gonna rock the party so hard this weekend at my party at 102.3 Sunflower Drive. Like we're gonna have lots of fucking Mountain Dew. We're gonna have
Mountain Dew and Monster.
Dominoes for sure.
Don't bring that pussy Red Bull shit over here because it's all Monster Gang.
Yeah. And like we're gonna just fucking get some fucking.
And if you want to fucking fight us too, bruh, it's Brad and Chad.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna be like the next YouTubers anyway. So like, shout out Thriller.
Yeah, shout out No Fear.
Yeah, shout out SRH.
Yeah, like, fucking Fox and fucking. Yeah.
I mean, look, we chill on my boat every day. Anyway, we got no jobs. We're fucking like 25 years old, but dude, we got a boat.
Yeah,
do you got a boat? I don't think so, dude. Like, so get out and look at my face, dude.
Yeah, it's like it's not my boat, but like I could drive it with my dad.
Does your dad have a 401k plan? I don't think so.
Yeah,
my dad does.
My dad's like never home, so I drive the boat whenever I want. But
does your dad have a helicopter? I don't think so. My dad has a helicopter, and it's sitting on his yacht.
Anyways, we'll see you at the party tonight. Peace.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Yeah. Who's this?
You fucking called me.
Called you? What do you mean?
Bruh. This Mickey Mouse motherfucker called me again,
hey,
bruh.
I find that offensive because I'm not even on Mickey Mouse. I don't even know who you are, so how you judging me on me?
Bruh, Tally from South Park is calling me right
what?
now. Bruh, pass the fucking joint, bruh. You just keep babysitting that shit, bruh.
Hello? Huh?
What do you want, Tally?
What?
Wanna get high?
I don't know who Tally is. Who's this Tally?
Who the fuck are you, man?
You called me, idiot.
Nah, dude. You're fucking stoned.
What? What? I don't partake in any illegal substances. You're the one bringing up all these illegal substances, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever, bro. You're going on YouTube, narc.
What? Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we're here at the 15th Annual Boxing Championship. How are you doing today, Craig?
Well, I'm doing great, Jimmy. It's the backyard boxing championship, and hopefully big old Jimmy J. Johnson, Jimbo, Johnny, Boy, the man, wins this fight like he's won every single fight we've ever watched him participate in.
Yes, Craig. He's been one of the top competitors for the last 5 consecutive years, and if we know anything in this business is that means serious hoo-ha kicking bop boop bobbity beep boop bop beep fighting.
There will be blood. There will be blood, everybody.
There will
be
definitely
blood.
be some very intense moments, so if you have children in the room, make sure that they close their eyes.
Yes, you might want to escort any children out of the room and into a safe room where there is some SpongeBob playing. Oh, wait, that's 30 or 50 or 90 years from now. Oh, it's time travel again. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely just make them watch something that fools their brains into thinking that, oh, this is actually attracting. But anyway, back to the fight. Greg.
Oh, here he comes, the big boy man himself, the Jimmy Jimbo Jum
The
Johnny
man,
Jim
the
Jim
myth,
Jim
the legend, he's
Jum.
ready to box, and his opponent today, Mr. Rudy Duty Tertuti.
Rudy Duty Teratuti has never boxed in this professional ring ever before.
This
so
is
let's
definitely
see.
a first time for Rudy Tertuti, and I've been hearing that he's been having a lot of good training
I
behind
have a
him.
prediction that this will be a massacre.
Yeah, definitely, because our competitor, Bo Bimbo Jimmy Jones is
The man boy
the
is
man.
going to win, everybody. We guarantee
We
it. Bet your
guarantee
money
it.
on
You
it.
can bet your good money and your
here they're
good
coming
paycheck.
to the
Oh,
ring, and we're being told by the referee that we have to go to break, so we will be back shortly.
And we're back after that commercial break. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. But anyways, so you finished that footage that you were in LA with Enemy, or for the initial part. Did you guys ever think about making a video, or how did it go down? Because I remember I was like, damn, are they gonna come out with a video, or like what's gonna happen? But I want to hear what happened.
Dude, honestly, I don't even know. It just kind of went south for Mike, like financial wise, I would say, like, and it wasn't working, I think, and like he was just like, hey man, like, you know, we're gonna have to basically shut the doors on this, and we're like, all right, you know, we all had like we were pretty much filming for a video, and yeah, it just went to south, and then that's when I made that video with Robert Prado, and he like opened up that skate shop over there, that deck art. And then that's where I kind of did that bit. All that footage was supposed to be more for like Enemy, and then.
Okay. Did you ever try to reach out to him and like buy the name from him?
Nah, we didn't, dude. We're just young. We're like, fuck. We're just stoked to be sponsored. I would say, you know, like we didn't really care about. I didn't know anything like that then. All I cared about was skating. At the time, I wasn't like, you know, financial wise. I didn't know shit.
Yeah, because you're what, like 17,
Yeah.
18.
Go over there, Levi. Hold on. And yeah, then it just went from what it was then, just went to how it is now. You know, like nothing, everything kind of just went to shit for them. And then I still talk to Mike on Instagram every once in a while, but. You know, that was it. It was like nothing else after that. But they put a lot of money into that shit, dude. Like, they had people like designing all their shit, and then they would ask us like, you know, do you think this is cool? And like, we're like, nah, that's like, nah. You know, they were like really into like the night wizard kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah, because when I saw it, it kind of reminded me of like I would say like a mixture of kind of like I would say it had like kind of like Toy Machine almost, but like. It was more of like a mystical kind of like deal, like
yeah.
Like I had never seen anything like it. That's why when I went to Newport Ride Shop, which was in like 2007, I think, because they were still open.
Yeah.
And I got my first board. I was very mesmerized by portrait
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
had, and I was like, whoa,
That like
what's
wizard,
that?
he's crazy looking. I should have got that out right now when we took a break. But yeah, fucking, I don't know. It sucks because like we're all about it, and then it just went to like, you know, from there, and then
It's okay.
let that be birth control for all you guys.
Use a condom.
Or pull out.
We believe in safe sex here at CULTureLandPodcast. Hashtag Trojan. Hashtag sponsor the ad. Hashtag Durex. Whatever condom company wants to sponsor us, that'd be great.
We want a rib too.
Oh my god.
But yeah, fucking dude, it was fun though. We had a lot of fun when we were like riding Fern. I mean, shit, like a lot of us all got along and shit, and like, you know, all of us got along. We didn't really skate a lot. You know, Alvaro had his BX too, so he had a lot of footage, and then he was pretty much the one that had the camera at the time. Mike had like a camera, but there's a lot of footage too that they filmed that I never got. It's gone.
How much footage would you say you had for that video?
For them, that they probably had maybe like 30 seconds, 40 seconds.
Oh, okay. So you had like a solid trick.
But they always would take us to fucking stupid spots. Like, all right, we're going to take you here and you're going to jump off it. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, that's ridiculous.
Especially
like, the ground's fucked.
Especially because like that time of skating, it was all about doing big shit, jumping off roofs, or doing like pretty much what everyone else in the industry was.
Yeah.
And they weren't really into like the fun aspects or the creative aspects as it is now, where it's like anymore. You know?
Well, it's like there was no Richie Jacksons or any of that stuff. Really
Yeah, that was
yet,
like kind of
you know?
like at the time it was like not like frowned upon, but it kind of was. I would say like that type of skating.
That's a time where like no complies were like gay, quote unquote.
Like,
you know.
Bongo, you fucking pussy.
Don't grab your board at all. You know, like that's the kind of shit that I grew up on. Is like like going back to like how I kind of got into skating. Like, so I got the reason, right, and then that was like maybe a month before Christmas, and then I got my first board for Christmas, and my mom got me like a Peter Smolik Shorty's board, and then it had Grind Kings, and I don't remember the wheels, and I just was stuck, and I had a neighbor who was older that I knew already, and he skated too, but I didn't really hang out with him then until I started skating. And he taught me how to like kick flip and hill flip, and that's kind of how I learned how to skate. And like he had a neighbor who would come visit from San Diego, and his name is Chris Bilyeu, and he's like a tattoo artist now. He does a lot of shit for like Flash magazines and shit, like and he pretty much put me on to like style, and like he's like, it's all about quality over quantity. And that kind of like got me into like that, but then I was also still with the mindset of like hammers, Yeah. But then it was like I did really like more like style wise, I would say, like I'm more drawn to like style skateboarding than I am like fucking. You see a Jamie Foy part, you're like, oh, here's another part. Like you see an Austin Gillette part, you're like, all right, fuck yeah. Like you're like Brad Cromer.
Yeah,
like,
you see Sushu with his fucking creative fast tech shit.
Yeah.
It's like the spots really make it what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And his style.
And the way it's filmed too, because something could, a lot of people don't even give credit to a lot of the filmers, dude. It's like,
oh yeah, the filmer for
filming
is amazing.
It needs to be done correctly, and if it's not done correctly, then it's like you're not gonna look right. It takes two to tango and shit.
Exactly. Like I saw Austin. I'm not sure if it was an Austin Gillette part recently or one of those style dudes, and I hated the filming because it just emphasized the feet. Like if it was an Instagram video, and I was like, what? Like
it's like
you're
the
not
Supreme
supposed to
video.
You're not supposed to film a video. Like I mean, from my personal point of view, like I get it. You want to see the formation of the tricks, but if that's the whole video, and even if he's skating like a big 4-block or something, like it
that doesn't make any fucking sense. If you're gonna film feet, Like, if you're gonna be like focused on the board and the feet and like the positions of the feet and the flicks and all that stuff, ledges and manuals.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's it.
No,
That's it.
they filmed everything.
There's
even
no
big spots,
there's
even the,
no
like,
need for any of that because
It's like this the last Supreme video they had on DVD. I forgot what it's called. They have that shit too. Not Cherry. It was the one after that. That one I was like so excited to watch it because Cherry was that was like kind of an introduction to
Cherry.
that. But like,
Cherry was amazing,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
skated the Diamond Valley 6 block, the one you tried to switch frontside flip, the one Robert Burial healed.
Yeah.
They skate that, and I was super hyped on Supreme, excited for that next video. I don't remember what it was called either. That's how mediocre it was.
Yeah.
But
it starts with an S, I think. Man.
But I remember watching it and thinking the same shit. Like, this is just like...
It's like IG filming, but on a pro camera. And it's
Exactly.
Like,
And it's like, Bill was even saying, he's like, I only used fisheye like maybe a few times throughout that video.
what?
But I loved his fisheye. I mean, if
yeah.
you know, back in the day, he did like a lot of shit with like Workshop and like Habitat too. So it's like, staying to the roots, I guess mixing it up with that style. But like, that shit just gave me a headache. Just too much like.
It's like super zoom in, super zoom out, and it's like, why are you doing that with a high quality camera? It doesn't make any sense. And not only that, it makes the big spots look dumb. Like, what am I looking at?
Fool's lazy too. He's just sitting there.
Well,
I mean, not trying to be a dick, but
what people don't realize, and it's something that like a lot of filmers will realize once they've done multiple videos, you know, but it's like one filming style works for certain clips.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
It's like you got.
But if you're zooming in, if you're doing the strobe on every clip, it's like, all right, strobe, I get it.
And then
you
this
know
fool
what I
just
mean?
ends his line with a damn fucking shitty kickflip, and it's like slow mo onto his feet. Whack.
It's like you can't even
Like,
see
what the fuck,
his
dude?
arms or anything. It's just
it's
the
like-
feet. Like what? Like people foot fetish or something?
Oh,
What the fuck's
it's like-
going on?
Maybe,
Well,
dude,
we
maybe.
come from a time.
I think
in
you're onto
skateboarding-
something there.
Probably, right? It's like the same.
It was like filming it for the foot fetish people and shit. He's like, Supreme's not my only source of income.
It's like,
But
you see
it-
that guy's feet, bro?
I wonder what his toes look like under those shoes. Oh shit, man.
Well, it's like we grew up with videos that were mainly fisheye because people were still exploring the fisheye and what it was capable of and stuff. And so like to see a fisheye only a couple times in a video is kind of like a letdown for our generation, you know?
Yeah.
Because some of the best clips of our generation came from a fisheye, you know, and it
dude,
wouldn't have looked
from the
nearly the
fisheye,
same.
you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It
Everything.
wouldn't have looked anywhere near as good without that fisheye.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because a lot of videos we grew up watching was like VX1, MK1. And that is the fucking Supreme setup. Not Supreme the brand, but I'm saying like that is the best setup. So if you want to be a Supreme brand, like why aren't you rocking VX? You don't even need tapes anymore. There's no excuse not to rock a VX anymore. You know, you could go digital VX.
Yeah.
It's so more aesthetically pleasing to my eye for some reason. I don't know what it
Didn't
is.
Gen Chem just put out a fucking piece where they're saying like how to modify your VX to using a HD card or whatever?
Yeah. The first guy to do it his name is Mike Crooks, and I heard about this guy 10 years ago, and I actually met him, and people were saying like, oh, this guy, he can do VX 1000 with no tapes and blah blah blah, and I was
it
like,
looks so much better.
I know, but I was like,
Without the tape?
Yeah.
it looks
Right.
because the problem before was you could insert a card, like a memory card, into the VX and film non-tape before, you know, but the quality was terrible, you know, and then the quality of the tape is only going to be so good, but you override all of that with, it's all electronic. You essentially you plug in a mini supercomputer into the VX and you film with it like that, and it's so amazing.
That's wild,
It
dude.
looks way better, to be honest. You get the full sense of the quality. Like, I mean, obviously DV was what we went growing up with, but if you have the option to use the digital, of
yeah.
course, like it just looks way more raw. You can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Because I think they have like a side by side in the video.
They do. Yeah. And the other thing too is that like the audio quality of the VX is unmatched. They've never made no one has ever made a camera. No one has ever made a camera with the same quality. That camera essentially came with this gold condenser mic that I have. Basically, is attached to that camera.
I mean, they filmed the Gulf War with it.
Yeah, it was designed. The camera, what people don't realize is that it was designed to shoot out of a helicopter, moving at like top speeds of like 600 miles an hour, and be able to zoom on targets like almost a mile out while moving that speed in Desert Storm.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that's why the camera. No other camera has been designed in the same way because it was designed for war.
Yeah, weren't they trying to make it like pretty versatile too? They wanted to make it in like TV and shit. Like,
well, it was
like video footage
literally
of Shaq, like at an NBA game, like with the VX and shit. Like.
They designed a camera that was durable, that you could take into a war zone and like not worry. Like essentially, it was the most durable camera on the market at the time. You couldn't find one that was more durable and had the specs, like the good mic, the good quality. You know what I mean?
Fucking Alvaro got his. He got the 2100 though.
I had that too for a while.
He was complaining about the audio. He was like, the audio sucks.
Yeah.
Compared to like the VX.
Sony stopped going through this certain third-party company for microphones at that point, and so the microphones suffered. There's never been a camera like without a mic that you have to attach to it that has been that quality since the VX1. And it was made like that because they were like literally like, this is a camera that we're designing to broadcast the Gulf War, the Persian Gulf War, Desert Storm, all that shit. It was like designed to be used in the most like inhospitable hot desert conditions. It's the camera, dude. There's a reason why.
It's the takeable cameras.
For real, it is.
It's the one that made it all start.
Seriously, it is.
Yeah,
I mean, it started it all, dude.
It wouldn't be the same. Like skateboarding wouldn't be the same without that camera. That camera changed the game.
That literally made skateboarding, I would say. Like
it did, especially in the 90s. In the 90s, it was like that. If you had a VX, everybody wanted to film with you.
It was
everybody.
Like Ty Evans had that shit too. Like Bill had one. Like his girlfriend.
Spike Jones had VXs plural. Like he had multiple, and like that's my main inspiration. Him and the O'Shea brothers, who all like obviously like all the happy mediums are all VX1.
Even the Pyramid Country dudes.
Jackson Casey. Yeah, they all grew up together doing shit. Like I said earlier, Arizona Days, and they have several videos that came out before the Happy Medium or the Worship Friendship or Boyish or any of that.
But speaking about filming, I wanted to ask you, what was the idea behind going into Beer Buds? I know that's after Enemy and years after, but like I wanted to get your take on like what the inspiration was into that.
It was kind of like I got a camera, and then it was like, all right, I'll get a camera, then I'll buy a computer, and then.
Did you talk to anybody like around you, like, hey, I want to get a camera, and make a video?
It was kind of got a camera because that was around the time I tore my ACL, so I was like, I want to stay involved still, And then it was just like, all right, let's go film homies, and then Michael, me, and my Albie were just like, we should just make a video. And then it turned into that, And we were just, for like a year and a half, we just filmed. And then, we had Ryan Pern, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Fucking Tara Bledo.
I unplugged my mic, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Tara Bledo, Lewis Neal, of course, Albie, me and Albie. Who else was in it, dude? I'm having a brain fart now.
So you said Ryan Pern.
I think that was it.
Tyler Robledo,
Lewis Neal.
And
then we had
Mike
just had
Albin,
Mike Albin.
Was Jacob in it?
Jacob, no, he wasn't in it. He had a clip. It was all the other shit that we had because we were just filming, just going out with random homies, and then whoever's accumulating the most is like, And I kind of wanted to just make a part just because, like, after having my injury and shit, I was like, I at least want to, like, put something out. I still want to do something now. I was telling my brother-in-law, Julian, Bug Nasty, Fucking
legend.
You know, lead singer of Corpus.
He recently got eye surgery, right?
Yeah, he did.
Saw
It's crazy. Yeah.
on his Instagram.
Yeah.
What happened?
I forgot what he said it was called. It's some like random disease, like in your eyes. It like strains your eyes. He gets like these gnarly headaches.
Ooh.
And so
that's what happened to my grandma. I think she had like early stages of cataracts in one eye that she's always had like problems with. That's why she had her glasses. And I guess what it was like a scar in her cornea or her retinas. I'm not sure, because they had done surgery on it before, and it like I guess they try to readjust it, but I guess the last time she got surgery it got like kind of like worse. But then they recently went in and like adjusted it again, and I guess she's been fine. Like sometimes she has a rough time when it's like too bright or something, but that's why I was like, whoa.
He's still in like the healing process right now.
Yeah, I seen he had like his glasses.
I swear these like glasses and shit and like.
Looks like a G.
Yeah. It sucks, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. They like went in there and scraped off like some shit on his eyes. Fucking gnarly. I didn't really want to watch it. I was like, I don't want to watch shit like that.
Like me and Skylar watched this podcast called Your Mom's House, and they have this. Oh my god!
They do live shows every couple months. They'll do a live show.
Yeah, they did a live
because
show.
they can't show things on YouTube, so they'll do a
live
show on their website, and they'll post videos like dudes shitting in each other's mouths.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
Yeah,
but
shit you would never fucking think actually was real. You're like, this isn't real.
But what was crazy is like the last one we saw, the first one that I saw with him, the last clip that they played was some Russian guy like performing eye surgery on his eye himself, like at home.
What?
Like so he injects his eye like with a needle, like. And then puts this liquid in it.
They were like, is that Novocaine? Like in his eye.
Like, is he doing heroin into his eye or what's going on? And then as soon as he does it, he waits like maybe like 5 seconds or so, and then I guess there's like some thing in his eye, and he's just like starts cutting it out with like some scissors or something or a knife. Oh. And then we're like, what? And then he gets it out and like literally performs self-surgery, and then the people that are like watching, they're like, oh my god, and there's people like throwing up and shit, like, and it's just like, and it's just like, why did he do that? And then it's funny because the guys that are like the guys in charge of the video, they're like, in Soviet Russia, eye surgery is done by yourself. Or something along those lines. Like, man, people in Russia are crazy.
Oh, fuck yeah. You got your fucking eye surgery? Be a man. Do it yourself. That shit's crazy, dude.
But, yeah, man, that's...
But yeah, like, as you were saying, though, the beer buds thing was just like a homie thing, you know? Just, like, turned into what it is, and then it was just all for fun.
Yeah, and I remember because I think I went with Jesus at the time. He's like, Josh is having like a premiere at his house.
I was gonna say, I think you were there, right?
Yeah, and he's like, we're having a premiere at his house. You want to come? I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I fucking love that guy. And I didn't even know they were filming a video. Like, and it was crazy.
We didn't really like kind of talk about it a lot. Like we did, but not like.
And it's not only that. It's like at that time, I wasn't really close with your group like that to be super involved. So like and I was hanging out with Jesus a lot because I was hanging out with Kane at that time, and he was like, you wanna blah blah, and I was like, yeah, dude, I'm down. Like I didn't even know they had a video in the works. I didn't even know who the cameraman was until I think like a week before, because I think Albie went to go skeet that rail at MLK. Oh yeah, he broke his wrist. He did that day that he did the front board on that kink rail. No, you know what? That was a different time. Oh, that was before we even started filming the process. Really? Yeah, because Michael was actually skating rails a lot then. Mm-hmm, yeah. And we went to that one school in Moval. It has a 6th rail. It's like a round rail. Mm-hmm. It's like tall but small. A lot of people skate it. tall but small. Oh, is it
there's also
the long one?
There's also the long one. There's another rail that.
Butterfield.
Butterfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like trying to skate that or whatever, and he slipped and broke his wrist.
Ooh, what was he trying?
I think 50. Yeah, and like he was like just after that he stopped skating rails and shit. And then, but it's funny because he has a lot of like his ender in that like he 50'd this double kink.
Oh, I think I remember.
And that was at
Mobile, Franklin, right? Or no, the one off Nason, right?
It's in no, this one's in Elsinore.
Oh, okay.
Fuck, what was the name of it? I don't know. It was like a random school. Well, it was over there by Horse Thief though. Like the fucking Indian Truck Trail Park. It's like an elementary school over there.
Yeah, I don't know what school that.
Yeah, he was on like.
But I remember he 50'd that Mobile rail, the kink one too.
Yeah.
The double set. I tried to heel flip it a while back. I almost did it, but like, I think my board was already fucked up. And
that was a fucking nice little double set too.
Oh yeah, it's still there. It's
Yeah.
just fucking cracks are fucked.
Oh, it's fucked. Yeah. I remember that day. I think Lewis switch frontside flipped it. I don't think anyone else got tricks that day.
Yeah, the last time I was there, I tried heel flip at Skylar. We were filming for, I think, CYSTA, the first one. And I think if you remember in my part, there's a clip of me, like, eating shit, like, on that spot. And I'm just like, fuck. But I didn't land it.
Fuck.
Yeah, I was trying heel flip, and I almost did it. Remember that, Skylar?
What?
When I tried heel flip on that double set of Mobile, it got really close.
Oh, yeah. The middle school?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a fucking good little spot too. There's so many spots out here, dude. That it's ridiculous.
Spots.
Like
P-Rod skated that spot back in the day. It's like old footage.
there's
in
a
forecast? Maybe.
Maybe it might have been right after forecast. Whatever part came after that.
there's a OG from out here. His name was Josh Hansen. He was ahead of his time.
I think that sounds familiar.
He was ahead of his time. This fool was fucking really good. He was like tech and like just doing big ass shit too. And he was from Hemet actually too. And he kicked it a lot with like he knew Miguel, so that like Miguel and them skated, and then Greg Myers was just like a little kid at the time. And he I posted a video the other day for Albie's birthday, and then he was like, yo, is that fucking the Mobile spot? I was like, yeah, dude. He's like, that's a fucking legend spot. Like, this fool's all living in a different state now. He fucking got all drunk. Like,
Got all drunk and booted.
Is that the
dude,
same
this fool fucking crashed on his motorcycle and lost his leg, dude.
No way.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
completely.
Is this
like,
the same-
His leg's gone, dude.
Josh,
It's like from the knee.
is this the same dude? Did he kickflip back tail Rincon Hubba?
I don't know.
The
Maybe.
10 Hubba?
I don't know. I don't think so. It might be, dude, because there was a lot of like rumors back in the day of him doing shit that I've never seen footage of it.
Yeah.
But he was like one of those people that you hear shit and you're like, oh fuck,
I
that fool
met-
did that.
Well,
He did. I know he did a trick back in the day, Belmont 9. Did a trick up the 3 and then backside nose bunt the rail.
The rail.
And that was like ahead of its time.
I think we're talking about the same dude because when I was going to Rincon Middle School, there was this dude who would always show up like on Fridays and shit, like during school sometimes and like after school, and he would always try to skate the Hubba.
Yeah.
10 Hubba because I went to school there.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
And I saw somebody, at the time I didn't really know what it was, what they were doing, but now it's like, now that I know the tricks and all that stuff, he totally, like, he landed kickflip back tail fakie on the
I wouldn't doubt it, dude, because he fucking, I'm telling you, this fool was like ahead of his time.
Well, and I remember telling people about it, and people thought that I was talking about Josh Briggs.
Oh shit, no way.
And I was, then I met
Shout out Briggs.
Yeah, and then
Josh
I met Josh Briggs, and I was like, oh, that's not him. That's not the same dude. But Josh Briggs, the first time I met him, he was like trying nollie full cab flip on the Vista 8.
Yeah.
Marietta. Sister Marietta.
So, still killing it to this day.
Dude, for real. His dad and everything, dude. He's
Oh yeah. Multiple knee surgeries as well. Like.
both knees, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks, man. But look at him now, dude. He's still killing it.
Dude's still killing it.
That's tight. It's good to see that, man. Like, fucking homie's still getting it.
100%. Do you want to swap with me?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And we'll be right back after these messages.
We will be right back after these messages.
Yeah, get this shit, bro. Get this shit, bro.
No pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain. You're almost there. You're almost there. Show those weight troops, boss. Got gains? You got gains? Who's got gains?
Hey, you! You wanna get ripped? You wanna have muscles on your muscles? You wanna have muscles on your eyes? Well, we got the product for you, right?
Raptor, rip 'em.
Ripped 2000. It makes you so ripped, you wanna just rip textbooks in half for no reason.
Please consult a doctor before purchasing.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, after some very great commercial breaks. How are you doing today, Craig?
Well, I'm doing fine. I'm gonna have to buy some of that Raptor mix for sure. Those men, those burly men sounded like they were having a great time. Were they lifting weights? Were they doing something else? We will never know.
Yeah, we definitely won't know for sure, but how do you feel about this fight that's about to happen?
Oh, they've just rung the bell. The bell's just rung.
The bell's rung.
Oh, they're squaring up. Here we
They're
go.
squaring up. Here we go. Left and right. Oh, he's dodging and waving. He's dodging.
Wait. There's no way, ladies and gentlemen. This is impossible. We have not seen a knockout. We have not seen a knockout like this ever.
What? How is that even
The
possible,
backyard boxing
Craig? I don't
champion has
understand
never,
what just happened.
never ended so quickly.
Whoa, he's...
Rudy Tooty, whatever his name is, just completely knocked out Jimbo, Jimbo, man boy.
His eyes are coming out of his eye sockets. I cannot believe this, ladies and gentlemen. He's projectile vomiting into the audience.
Jimmy, I'm being told right now, Jimmy, the feed is being cut. The feed is being...
Hey everybody, how'd you like that? It was very fun for me watching Alexis have to stress on asking questions and all that versus me for once. It was nice to chill behind the camera, I'm not gonna lie. But I have several questions for you, obviously, but one of my questions is something that's people who aren't from this general area might not know about, and that's the It's Fern video / Fern himself. You kind of mentioned that, like, off the podcast, that you didn't know him too well, but you knew of him.
Yeah.
At the very least, you know? So, like, what was that like? Like, what was he, like, what was that whole vibe, like, the whole...
So, dude, those guys at that time, like, I had a friend that moved to Marietta, and they were waiting for their house to be built. So they lived across the street from the skate park, and I would just spend the night, like, a week there at his house, and I would just skate that park. So that's how I met a lot of those people there. I never fucking went to school in Marietta. I just, that's how, like, got in with them. And they had around that time was, like, maybe That's Life had came out.
Yeah,
and,
Foundation.
Yeah, and friend Ray Rittenbaugh.
Yeah.
His brother was
Trey
like,
Flip, right?
Yeah, Trey Flip, Ray. His brother was really good friends with Corey Duffel too.
Oh wow.
And like, they also had like a connection with a few fools that were from like Oklahoma, which were like, Fern. Like, that's where DJ Fort came out of and shit.
Yeah, I met DJ Fort one time.
They were all like, so they had came down here because they knew, which was at the time, Mikey Bum is what we'd call him, Mikey Belknap. Yeah. Now he's the lead singer of Kids in Heat.
Oh, okay.
And so he was really good friends with Corey at the time, Corey Duffel. And so Mikey was just kind of like the fucking little legend around there too. And like, he knew all these dudes from Oklahoma, and like, that connection just kind of came in with like the whole J-Lay thing around the time too, because J-Lay was popping off right then.
Yeah.
And they all kind of knew each other from that park. and that park was just kind of like a little fucking staple of where everyone kind of would meet up and shit and like do their shit. But like Fern had already had like his shit going on, dude. That kid was ahead of his time for how young he was too. Like he was on some shit, dude. Like he didn't skate much, but like he skated, but he wasn't like the best. But he fucking, dude, his character, you know, is what made him and shit. And like they made that video, and like, you know, of course DJ had a part in it. Like there's a guy in that video too, Randy Rush. He was actually like a big filmer. He was one of the dudes. He was a white guy with long hair. He always had like weed in there, like in the video, like, and you know it's Fern. He ended up getting killed too, like on a drug raid going wrong. Like,
No way.
yeah, they ended up
Like the cops?
No, someone came to rob him and they fucking shot him.
Oh shit.
In his house, yeah.
Wow. I think I heard something like along those
lines.
lines.
I mean, like I said, I don't know too much on that, like, but I know at that time those fools they were on some shit, dude.
The rumor is that Fern died because he jumped out of a window on LSD, right?
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
He was visiting. He had left California to go visit again. They got a hotel. He did some fucking acid and then tripped out and then forced himself out of like the 9th-story building, the window, and then fell onto the second story of so he fell 5 stories, or what was it, 7 stories?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, like 7 stories. He was on the 9th.
Yeah, and he ended up falling, and they found him. I think he's only like 18.
Yeah, he was
19?
a young
Yeah,
cat.
he's young. Yeah, he's young.
It's almost, because I just turned 27, so it's like almost 10 years.
Yeah, that video was like a fucking, like a Baker video before a Baker video too. Like, it was like a different style because they were, you know, they were using like a lot of like the whole like Cash Money shit too. Like those fools were on like Lil Wayne and all that shit. Like, that was some shit. Those guys they were on some shit, dude, before a lot of people were, I would say. Like,
it's interesting because I didn't hear about it until I was like 16 years old, you know, and Andrew Green had kind of mentioned, oh, you ever watched the It's Fern video? I'm like, no. Told me all about it and all this stuff, and I was like, okay, Andrew.
I'm sure a lot of people from that shit too. I mean, everyone sees the Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
But I'm sure like skaters that locally, they're like, what's the Wu-Tang? That motherfucker's he Wu-Tangs that shit?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's old shit. Cause he was like, what? Wasn't he your age?
I think he was actually younger than me, or my age.
A little younger.
Maybe he was. Fuck, I can't remember because
I didn't.
I think I was a year older than him, honestly. I might be wrong though. But there's so many people that were like, they were tied to him too, like in that area too, because he was just fucking like a likable person, like.
Yeah.
Like that was.
The vibe of the video is pretty funny. It gives me that vibe of like when I first, as a young kid, like would watch Jackass and stuff, and I'd be like, I want to be a part of this.
It's like a CKY kind of shit, but like weed and like drinking and shit, like
lots of weed. I remember tripping because they were like had bags, fucking fat ass bags of weed. And
that's
shit.
the guy I'm talking about, Randy Rush.
Yeah. That's sick, man. It's crazy.
You know, DJ Ford passed away too recently.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. R.I.P.
too, dude.
R.I.P. It's kind of crazy. It's like 3 or 4 people have passed that were part of that video, right?
You have Randy Rush, then you had Fern, and then him now recently.
Yeah.
I think he just passed away this year or the end of last year.
Yeah, I think it was about a year ago.
Yeah. Sad, dude.
Because he had passed away, and then that other dude that was writing for Creature passed away. I'd met both of them one time.
Which guy?
I don't remember his name, but he just recently passed away.
Like really?
Within this year, yeah.
Fuck, man.
But, I mean, shit happens, you know. You only live for so long. We're lucky to have made it as far as we
Hell
did.
yeah, dude.
Especially, like, people don't realize this, but, like, the type of person that's willing to, like, hug themselves down, like, stairs. You know what I mean?
You gotta have something mentally wrong with you to keep getting up and doing some
100%.
shit.
Oh. No. God damn it, Alexis. I didn't mean to do that. Shit happened. God damn.
What happened?
I swear it wasn't me, bro. I swear it was me, guys. I'm not even drunk, too, so it's like, what the fuck? Someone was eventually gonna do it. Sorry, Josh.
We're back.
We're back. There was an incident. But I forget the dude's name. He rode for Creature. He just recently passed away. He's from Orange County area. And I've actually met him at the barracks pool, the Clayton Keith pool.
Oh, dude.
A couple of years ago.
That was like nostalgic for me growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like there like 9th grade, just when they still had that little house right there.
Yeah.
It was sick.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
And this is the end, right? Somebody back nose blunted it.
Dude.
In the birdhouse video, this is the end.
I don't remember, honestly.
If that happened.
It probably has been done. I remember being there one time, though, and I was like there, and do you know who Peter Watkins is?
Yeah.
He fucking he 50'd across the love seat back in, and then he also wall rid inside the love seat.
I've seen
Which
that.
was
I've seen that clip.
seriously this much of space. How the fuck?
Yeah, I've seen
Dude,
that.
that spot was so fucked.
Dude.
So fucked.
Yeah, I was in that's probably the only tranny skating I ever did. I fucking suck at that shit, but I like going there because it was just fun. You don't need to, you just pump. You don't need to fucking air out and do stalls and all that shit. I mean, it was just fun to get it and shit.
What was the dude's name from Slave that was with the glasses? Remember the training skater with the glasses from Slave?
Oh fuck! I think I know what you're talking about.
Ben Rayborn?
Ben Rayborn.
Before he got on.
He's on Birdhouse now.
He's on Birdhouse now. Yeah.
I think he was on actually 1031 before.
Was he?
It was 1031 because he was on New Pollution. Remember that show on
Yeah,
Fuel TV?
on Fuel TV.
He was on that, and then also a few people were on that.
Damn, we haven't even talked about Fuel TV. Shout out Built to Shred.
Yeah.
Shout out
Remember
Jeff
that
King.
shit, dude?
Yeah.
That was
Shout
fucking
out.
sick.
Dude, that show was amazing.
All right, so before 9 Club, before us, before the Bunkcast, before fucking any of that stuff was going on, there was a show on Fuel TV where they interviewed people, remember? And it was kind of like the Eric Andre show meets skateboarding.
Yes.
Before
It's the Captain and Casey show.
Yeah, Captain and Casey show. Yeah, there you go.
Dude, I fucking used to love watching Fuel
that
TV
shit was
for that.
Dude, yeah, we actually, I swear to God that our teenage and early 20 years were the best for that type of shit. Because they still played Wild Boys and Jackass and fucking all that stuff. And then you get Built to Shred on Fuel TV, and then you get the Captain Casey show. And then something that they did on Fuel TV that nobody fucking does anymore, which is really a disappointment, a huge bummer. They would play full-on skate videos.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
A full-length, hour-long skate video.
Or
would
30
play.
minutes, they'd have promo videos where it's where when you looked at the guide settings, it just said skateboarding. And it was 30 minutes.
I remember when there was a distinctive switch, it was mainly extreme sports like BMX, snowboarding, and skateboarding, and surfing, right? That was the 4 main things. And then, boom.
UFC fighting.
UFC.
Yeah.
UFC was
That's
all
true.
over
It did take over that shit. Because I think there wasn't really a platform for any of that shit back then. Now it turns into Vice. Vice is probably the only one
that was all
will touch subject
there
of
was
shit
no
like that.
street league. There was no street league back then.
They showed
the
X
Mountain
Games
Dew.
on it too. They showed X Games. They
The
showed a
Dew
Dew Tour on there.
No, but the Dew Tour wasn't even that big yet because at the time it was all Maloof Money Cup.
Yeah, exactly. Or Goofy versus Regular.
I remember going to one of those one time.
Andy's Goofy versus Regular.
Dude.
I forgot about that.
I remember going to
Yeah.
that one
Goofy
time.
always
Fucking.
won.
Yeah, Goofy always
they
won
did.
because they had
Yeah.
fucking
Ryan
P-Rod.
Scheckler pulled up in his BMW one time and fucking someone threw their board at his car.
Oh my
This
god.
fool got out and just decked the fool. It was sick.
Fucking fire.
And then J-Lay, I was pretty cool with J-Lay back in the day, and he thought I was Luan de Oliveira.
That's
He's
so
like,
funny.
He was like, dude, you killed it in there. I was like, what? I was like, you got the wrong fucking person, fool.
That's so funny.
You're like, I wish.
Yeah, cause
Yeah, 'cause he did. I remember Luan did like a big hill on the 11, and he thought that was me. I'm like, I frontside flipped it, but I never fucking did no big hill.
Yeah.
what I remember is like each year, like, well, at first they had it at Nice.
Yeah.
And then once it started getting big, they started like doing it at like they would make their own facilities like specific for that one. Like there's one year where they had like the ring con with the side rail and stuff.
That was
Oh, yeah.
That was Maloof, right?
Yeah,
So,
Maloof did the replica of shit.
Yeah.
And then the only thing that was like before the Street League shit because it was like the $100,000 prize.
was always Etnies, but Etnies has multiple compounds in Southern California, so they would just switch between the Etnies compounds.
And then they also had like the Volcom contest and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was way back.
And then I remember they would show like wakeboarding, snowboarding, street snowboarding, biking. I think even some rollerblading too.
Yeah, they were pretty diverse when it came to it. I would say they were. I thought it was cool though to see shit like that. Like,
and then I remember they had they would have like I think they would have like a section where they would have up and coming bands and stuff. I think MGMT played there.
Yeah, they did.
And like
I seen them at the fucking what was it, the U.S. Open?
Oh, that's right. I
they
was
played-
supposed
they
to
did
go
that free
that
show
year,
there?
and
Yeah.
I didn't go.
Yeah, that was a trip. We were like on the right side of the stage, like right there, just watching. I was like,
Do
what
they
the fuck?
still do the U.S. Open?
Yeah, I think so, but it was different for us growing up.
Yeah,
It was like a rager.
100%.
like that, and then Warp Tour, right? Like how Warp Tour with vans and stuff, they'd have like the big things.
Yeah,
right,
they would have
show.
skate demos too while concerts were going on.
Exactly.
Too.
And Lil Wayne fucking comes in and shit, and he's like, "We're gonna have a straight demo, why, right?"
Yeah, he's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then there's just people in the half pipes and shit.
Yeah, I remember when he came out with that first skate part that was on the barracks. I was actually like impressed. He was like doing fakey shoves off a ramp. I'm like,
Yeah.
He was doing like long ass board slides.
Yeah.
Like Wheezy got it, bro.
Easy guy.
Yeah, baby.
Young Money.
That was when for me, that's when I started like discovering It's Fern and like all that, and it was like I started finding parts to skateboarding that I liked on YouTube, and then like muting the video and playing
Playing my own music.
Yeah, playing like Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
We would always do that, dude. We do that to like our favorite parts too. Like we just like put like a rap song and we were all like stoked on it and shit. We're like, let's see how it goes. And then it's like every fucking chip is going to the clip. You're like, what the fuck? We're all stoned. Like, what?
He'd like mute the original song in audio and then just put a song.
We used to do that with Robert
so
Prado's Epiphany part because
I still have that video too.
it was like a joke.
Same.
Like the Decipher Tomorrow, the first video we did with Epiphany was Robert got the ender, and we would joke like, oh, he edited this shit like he died and shit like that. You know? It's like very like reminiscent and stuff like that. And it's like there's like nostalgia involved for someone that you might not even know yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're like talking shit, and I was like, I'm gonna play the most gangster fucking song to this shit. We're gonna mute it, and I'm gonna play it. So we played Hustlin' by Rick Ross.
Legend.
And it went so perfect that we're like, fuck you, Robert. We know that you secretly edited your part to Hustlin' by Rick Ross and then put a different song on it. Like, just kidding, you know what I mean? But it was so funny. Like, we'd always be like, if you did it, I'll throw up a clip on our Instagram. It'll be demonetized, and I don't care, but we'll do it. We're
Dude,
throwing
do
up a
it.
clip.
Do
It's
it.
up there.
Show a sample of that shit for real.
It's really
Because
good.
I mean, if you didn't do that growing up, then fuck, man. Were you skating?
My dope be shining like 100 diamonds.
Well, and one of the filmers from Lakai, 7-8 years ago, they uploaded a bunch of the clips, like all the clips that were in fully flared that were slow mode. They uploaded them like normal speed on YouTube, raw footage, like all of it. Like so, it was like a 20-minute thing, and me and Andrew would just sit there in our apartment in Escondido and like try new songs to it and stuff. And it was super crazy. I'm not even kidding you. we played Looking Down the Barrel of a Gun by the Beastie Boys to Mike Carroll's like raw footage from Lakai Fully Flared, and I was like, I don't know what it is, but there's something about Mike Carroll skating to the Beastie Boys that's just really good. 2 years later, Pretty Sweet drops, and he skates to that same song, Looking Down the Barrel of a Gun. I swear to God. And we were sitting there like, I called Andrew the second I saw Pretty Sweet because he had moved up to Washington at the time. Yeah. I called him and was like, yo, have you seen it? And he's like, yeah, I saw it. He's like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, we were both tripping hard. But it was like, yeah, like I called that shit 2 years before. I was like, Mike Carroll and the Beastie Boys, that's like a perfect
Hell
mix.
Yeah.
And then they did it for Pretty Sweet.
I remember J-Lay fucking, when they were doing Good and Evil, he told me, like, he was showing me Ladytron. Like,
that's crazy.
And he's like, yeah, Billy's actually going to use this song. And he showed me this song, the Blue Jeans song. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. He got me in VIP to the premiere and shit, dude. I was like kicking it with everybody. I was like, what the fuck? I felt bad, dude, because he got me on there, and he's like, I went with like 3 friends. And he was like, bro, I only got you, dude. Damn. I was like, fuck, I got to leave, fools. I was like, I'm out, bro.
He's like, Lawan, bro, what'd you do?
It was at the house.
I thought you were Lawan, bro. What the fuck?
He's like, say your name's this. Like, he gave me like a random name to say like on the list and shit. I was like, okay.
He's like, you are the one right now, dude. Get it.
Dude, J-Lo used to get fucking blitz back in the day too, and no one even knew about that shit. Like, they used to sell him chocolate covered mushrooms and shit. Like, and
I heard shit about his sister and his sister being pissed off all the time.
Lindsay.
He brought up his fucking name. Like, I don't care about him. Fuck him. You know, because he was like famous. You know what I mean?
He did get a little cocky towards the end, like, but he was always, I would say he kept it real still. Like, we follow each other on Instagram. Like, he's still cool. Like, talk to him every once in a while. He actually gave me his first pro board. Like, he skated it, and then I fucking skated it. I still have it in my garage.
What?
Dope.
I snapped it, actually, though. I lost the tail, but I kept, like, the rest of the board. It was, you know that,
Will you go grab it?
Yeah.
Please.
Dude.
You know that,
I'm gonna go take a piss. Will you?
Yeah.
We'll be right back after these
You know that
messages.
fucking, what is it, the 3 flat in, where?
So this is it, huh?
Yeah, part man, part machine.
That's fucking. It's crazy, man.
Dude, that's so sick.
The old Spitfire. Yeah, Johnny Lake right there.
I fucking, one time that fool, he front blunted the Oceanside hubba. Hit me up that day. Got him some mushrooms. Fucking was all stoked. And then he hits me up like, I mean, I would talk to him and shit, but like, another time he switched trade Carlsbad guy. Hit me up the same time.
What?
He's like, dude, I just switched trade Carlsbad guy. I'm like, what? Blown out of my mind, like, what the fuck? He's like, don't tell anybody though.
Legend.
Bro, I'm blown out of my fucking mind. What the fuck?
You know what's crazy? I recently saw a video where some guy, he does a front crunt on O-side hubba.
Oh, that was on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, front crunt. So like a front blunt, like tail
Trail.
nose
Oh,
grab.
yeah.
Trail grab. Blunt.
Oh, it was
Like James Brockman done it on the Brooklyn 12.
It was that one dude fucking, it was for, was it like a heroin skateboard park recently?
I don't know. I just remember the video was on Thrasher. It's
recently,
like
yeah, it was
recent.
recently, yeah.
Like recently. I
Wears
was like,
glasses.
whoa. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah, that shit's
That
nuts.
shit's like fucking giant.
Dude, Johnny was like fucking the one who broke the barriers on that shit though. Like, fucking full got on the front blunt on that motherfucker. Like,
Well, it was him, and then after it was Garrett Hill. Garrett Hill was like the first person to skate a switch.
yeah,
And he did not like a switch boards, like he did fucking switch front tail.
that's true. Yeah, and New Blood, right? Yeah.
Insane.
Dude, recently someone did what? Kickflip frontside tail side?
Yeah.
That was in like the new Zero guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Blake Carpenter's Nolly Hill fucking nose side.
Yeah, what in the fuck?
How the
can
fuck do you nollie heel into
onto
that?
that?
Yeah.
Deshaun Jordan did tray flip
no
nose slide.
Stupid.
On
That's
the-
a trip too.
On the
him
toy
being
machine. He's on toy
yeah.
machine now.
You know that all got worked out by Mike Sinclair. That
For sure.
motherfucker, he's a little negotiator.
I've heard nothing but like good things about Mike Sinclair.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely looks out for his people. You know, he was team manager for a while for Nike.
Yeah.
So he had that, you know, he already knew just Deshaun, so he totally worked that shit out with fucking Ed for sure. That's definitely the in on that one. Like,
I traded Hubba spots with Mike Sinclair one time.
no shit.
Yeah, I gave him the TVHS Hubba for the Hubba that's in Huntington.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I seen that you just recently posted that shit too. Brandon Turner's nollie flip. Was it nollie flip no side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
No shit?
Yeah, I know Brandon Turner. And you want to hear the funny part is that I didn't know that it was the same Brandon Turner until recently. Like, until like a couple weeks ago. Because I was hanging out with, I wasn't with you. I must have been with Dom. I was with somebody. And I was like, oh yeah, my homie Brandon Turner was showing me the spot and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, you mean the Brandon Turner that switched hard flipped Wallenberg? And I'm like, no, it can't, no, it's not the same dude. Like, they look similar, but it's not the same dude. Yeah, it's the same fucking dude, same dude. I had no idea, because everyone's like, oh, Brandon Turner is this age, but that fool looks really good for his age. I thought he was my
Yeah, he didn't age. That was another person that was like growing up too, is because like, you know, my first board was a shorties board.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, like that's what I'm drawn to is like shorties. I'm like, I didn't know anything else.
Yeah.
And you know, of course, it was like Peter Smolik and then Brandon Turner were like, they always like shared parts.
Yeah.
And then the second video I got was the Osiris video, The Storm, and they share a song in that video, I believe. And that was like, I was like, dude, Brandon Turner's the shit, dude.
Well, I told, it was my 20th birthday, so like I wasn't 21 yet, and it was my birthday, and we're at Menifee Park, and Fabrizio was there, and Fabrizio was like, oh, it's your birthday, brother? Come to my house, hang out, you know, and skate. And I'm like, alright, let's go. I'd never been to his house, like I've hung out with him a bunch of times, but never at his house. So we went over there. It was me and my girlfriend at the time, and Squeak and Jennifer, and we just like we had fucking dinner with his family, and like skated, and it was like
He had that little skate park in his backyard.
yeah, it was super dope, super rad. And then I told my parents about it, and my mom was like, "That name sounds familiar." And my stepdad was like, "Didn't he skate for Shorties?" And I was like, "Yeah."
How to Go Pro or whatever.
Yeah, and he was like, "What the fuck?" Like he was tripping on it. He was like, "How do you know that person?" Blah blah blah. It was the same kind of vibe. I met Guy Mariano at Home Avenue.
He is a genuine person.
Yeah.
I met him too, and he was.
Yeah. I
Genuine
met
as fuck.
him at Home Avenue, and he was there before us by himself, no filmer, nothing. He was just chilling. And he had swept everything up on the ditch and the wall and everything. And we showed up and kind of were like weird because I was like, oh, I think that's Guy Mariano, but like nobody said anything to him. He walked up to us. He was like, "What's up, Guy? What's up, Guy?" And just fucking introduced himself to all of us and shook
That's
our hands. And
exactly
shit.
how it was.
Yeah, he's super cool. Yeah.
Another story back to Ryan Sheckler. We were at the Extremely Sorry premiere.
Okay.
And we got tickets to go to the Grove to go see it. And we were like waiting in line. We're like fucking like about to get in, dude. And this dude, Ryan Sheckler, is pulling up. All these pros are walking in.
Yeah.
And they're like, a lot of them were talking to us and shit. And then like, some dude's like, "I fucked your mom." And Ryan like flipped, dude. And the security guard's like holding him and shit. And then he walks him inside. The security guard comes back and just decks the fool. The guy's like, "I got socked by Ryan Sheckler." Like, try to act like he got and we're like, what the fuck? This was a little bitch, dude. Like, but Guy actually...
That was clout chasing before clout chasing.
Yeah, for reals.
Yeah.
But Guy actually, he came up and we're like, "Oh, what up, dude?" And he's like, "Hey, what's up?" He sat there, he like smoked a cigarette. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm Guy." Just like you were saying, like,
Yeah.
he sat there for like 20 minutes with us, just
Yeah.
kicking it with us.
Yeah.
We're like, what the fuck? Like, super cool person.
We were there with this dude from Chicago, and he was shredding. And Guy, every time this fool would land a trick, because we're just skating that stupid ledge that comes out of the bank. It's not even that good. And we were like filming there, and dude was just shredding. I forget his name too, but guy, every time he landed a trick, I was like, hands above his head, like, yeah, fucking clapping.
You want to hear a weird story that I heard that I'm not sure if it's fully true, but you know who Casper is from Kids?
Yeah.
So, you know, he became an actor. He was also in Next Friday. He works for Pinkies. And that guy fucking had a wife, and I guess his wife cheated on him with Guy Mariano, and then he ended up committing suicide.
Yeah, I heard that exact same story from somebody who is involved in the industry more than we are, and so I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, huh?
Trip, dude. Slap for him, bitch. There's so much shit on that, dude. It's insane.
No, I mean, that's where people found out about, like, Johann Stuckey and stuff, right?
Yeah, Mr. Herpes Spreader.
Yeah.
And then same with, what's his name? Fucking Yanni Cruz. Yanni Cruz is another one.
I heard about that, too.
Yeah, he was fucking giving out the herps to people and shit.
Yeah.
Now he's, you know, fucking, he came up with VX 1000. You know, that fool Ryan was originally from Florida.
Yeah.
And then that was like the whole VX 1000 crew. Him, fucking, there's another white guy on there too. I forgot his name, dude. Ben Gore. I heard he's a fucking piece of shit too. Like,
yeah, a lot of those people that ended up, because they all ended up in SF.
they just all have like anger issues. They don't know how to fucking contain themselves and shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's fucking, I don't know.
It's all the same heads, right? Like they ended up in San Francisco.
Yeah, they all,
stuff,
exactly, a lot of them. And then they just linked up with a lot of people out there too, and like,
yeah.
some of them like don't even associate with them now too, like the fucking the VX crews and shit like that. They don't. Some people don't even fuck with them no more because they don't even want that persona on them.
Yeah.
Like there was like some fool, I think his thing was like 187, something like. He was a black fool, and that fool I guess like beat up a chick too and like canceled. He was getting put on by Austin Gillette, and
what was the dude's name that was part of that GX 1000 crew, the black fool, that was really good, like switch
Al Davis.
Al Davis.
Yeah.
Something happened with him too.
Yeah. Same shit. Yeah.
That's so whack.
See, and it sucks because you're like, oh, you look like, oh, this fool looks like he's a normal person.
I would wake up every Saturday morning and watch GX 1000 videos before we went to go skate.
Yeah.
Yeah. For like years, you know.
Yeah,
And
it's a damn shame though.
what's going on?
Batteries.
Okay. No, it's a fucking shame. But that's the thing too, is you gotta realize, like, unfortunately not everybody that you admire is a good person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of these fools just move out of town too because they know where they fuck up.
Yeah.
So they just hop to a different town where it's
on
new.
some Catholic church shit.
Yeah, it's like
Same
let's transfer this fool real quick.
Yeah, same shit. So briefly, earlier while we were having our smokes off the podcast, we mentioned a mutual person that we know, who we've known since before they blew up, and since they blew up, has acted like they didn't know who the fuck we are.
Yeah.
We don't have to name any fucking names. That's fine. But we will say that this person blew up on Toy Machine.
Yeah.
You know? But you told me the same person did some same shit to you, and you knew him when he was like a grown.
Yeah, he just cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just cool guy. Fucking, forgot where I was at. Oh, we were, all right, so there was a few times that I ran into him, and he acted like he didn't know me. I'm like, all right, whatever. The last time, though, was my mom asked me to go get her some shit from Canyon Lake, and these fools are all sessioning the Pepe's row. Blake Carpenter. Probably. Blake Carpenter was there. Jay was there. All those fools were there. There's like a big crew right there. And I went to go see. I was like, oh, who's skating it? Dakota was there. Of course, I knew that fool.
Toy dudes and everybody, like the Tom Yedda.
Jay is the only one I like walked over there, and he like walked. He's like, yo, Beans. I was like, oh, what up, dude? I was like, what up, everyone? And like Blake said, what up? And then that fool who we're talking about just like looked at me. I was like, oh, all right, fucking act like you don't know me, but okay.
Yeah.
And then Dakota too. Same shit. I was like, all right, whatever. I don't really give a fuck. I was like, I was just saying what up, like, but Come on, dude. We used to skate like cool guy and shit, dude. It's
Yeah.
not cool.
Well, in my opinion, it's one thing if you're. Me and my brother and a couple other heads, we rolled up to Palomar Hospital in Escondido. There's a bunch of spots in the back of Palomar Hospital.
Yeah.
We rolled up there because the homie wanted to skate the gap that was in the back. You can't skate anymore; it's fenced off. But there's like a it's like a Carlsbad slash. What was that? What's that Vista Gap? What do they call that Vista Gap? That's right outside of Boost Brothers, the one that Lindsay skated.
Audio gap?
Yeah, Audio Gap. Yeah. And then it's like an audio gap kind of deal, right? So it's got like blacktop on the top. So, and then it's a dirt gap and then a white wall, and then you land on blacktop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so we went there to go skate it, and the Skate Mafia guys were there. And we're like, what the fuck? And we're all pointing at them. The windows rolled down, we're like pointing at them, like from the car. Jamie Palomore, however you say his fucking last name, looks at us and just, as we're driving by, just flips us off. And at the time, that was one of my little brother's favorite skateboarders, man. He flipped my brother off. My brother was like really upset, like, oh,
dude.
Like
I know that feeling.
Yeah, and it's just like it's so shitty, you know what I mean? To like leave that as a first impression on someone. Like I get it, we're skateboarders and we're not perfect and whatever, you know, but it's like people love you. You know what I mean? Like I don't care who you are. Like you could have 100 views on YouTube. There's somebody out there who fucking loves you and you are their inspiration. And to act like that is like so beyond shitty.
I had that happen, dude, one time at a Baker demo. I was all about Evan Hernandez. I was like, this fool's like my favorite. He's a little Mexican kid coming up, like just killing it. And then I got the chance to go meet him at like, and I wasn't like really like, I mean, I was a little kid kind of, but like, I don't know, I didn't really fan out, but I did kind of, you know. I met Greco, I met a few other people, but I wanted to meet Evan. And they were like, oh, Evan's not skating, he's over there in the back and shit, like in a van smoking weed. And I went up, I remember going up to him and I was like, hey, can I get your autograph? And he was like, fucking all these little kids keep fucking bugging me. And I was like, never mind. Right after that, I was like, I don't give a fuck about people like this now. Like, changed my whole perspective. I was like,
woke you up.
Yeah, I was like, this fool sucks, dick. Like, slap him.
No, but for real, like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, so ever since then, I was like,
but now I'm never gonna buy your board.
After that, though, it changed my perspective. I was like, I want to laugh at these fools now when I see them. So now every time I'd see people, like, unless they were cool, they'd come up to us and, like, be chill. Yeah. If not, I'd just laugh at these fools. We'd just, like, point, like you were saying, like, we'd laugh and, like, I remember seeing Greg Myers one time at Jack in the Box in Menifee, and we were just, like, laughing at him. And he was so fucking pissed, dude. This fool got up and dipped. Like, we were laughing our ass off. We were just like pointing, like he's like looking at us, and we were just like.
The Jack in the Box, the one off of Newport.
Yeah, the one right there.
So crazy, dude. That's crazy.
He was like eating there by himself, and like we heard he was like a dick too. So we were like, "Fuck this guy." We're just gonna like laugh at him. It was funny. We just fucking would laugh at motherfuckers. Ryan Sheckler tweeted it one time. I met that motherfucker like 3-4 times and shit. Like the last time that I met him, it was in Venice Beach. I didn't really meet him. He was at like, we're at a stoplight, like ready to cross the street. And he's like driving, he pulls up and he's like at the light. And he's like bumping Lil Wayne in this blacked out fucking BMW. And we just like pointed and laughed and he's like,
so and Ryan Sheckler? Dude, why is it every time you've met him, it's just like some fucked up shit happens?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering.
Oh my God.
The like last one was like, we just had to laugh at him.
Like the first time you said
it was like right when he fucking came on that show too. So like,
Life of Ryan?
Yeah, so it was like totally fucking.
Robert Prado and Kyle Brennick all randomly ended up at his house on, whatever the street name that he lived on, he named that shoe, like his shoe, his next signature shoe model was named after the street that he lived on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That shit.
It was like, I don't remember what the fuck. It's like something that it's like a Spanish word for like something to do with the ocean. And
Puta la verga?
I think that was it, bro, actually.
Oh my god.
But Robert Prado and Kyle Brennick ended up at his pad and they were like hanging out with him and shit and shooting pool. And Robert Prado was telling me that he was like being like Ryan was being like cool as fuck and everything was all chill. And then I guess Robert, like being the awkward individual that he is, asked something that like kind of killed the vibe.
Oh, that was always Robert, dude. He'd always like, he'd get stoned and then he'd like just be super weird. And I'm like, Paul, what are you doing, dude? Chill.
He'd like get super into his head and shit.
Yeah, like, or he'd just like act awkward and just like look at people all weird. I'm like,
When he would get too stoned, sometimes he'll stand way too close to you.
yeah.
He'll like, hey, bro.
He'd be like
Yeah,
all up in
bro.
your face, like,
Yeah.
yeah, fool. He's small.
We love you, Robert.
Love you, bitch.
I told it on another podcast, but the night before Andrew Green went and did the Switch Merlin twist on the 3 block in LA
Yeah.
for Decipher Tomorrow, this fool fucking was like a fucking 8-year-old started a water fight with us while we were asleep and just started pouring water on us and like wouldn't let us sleep and just kept like running downstairs and throwing water on us and shit. And like me and John were like so tired and drunk and over it, we're just like, fuck you, Robert, throw water on us, we're just gonna sleep wet, I don't give a fuck, it's your couch, you know? And Andrew stayed up and like trying to get revenge. Like he literally stayed up all night and then the next day went and did like the gnarliest trick he's ever done.
Dude, I have some stories of Robert, dude.
I'm down, let's do it.
Alright, so there's one
You've
where he's
reached
like,
the Robert Prado
he was
segment.
telling me how he lives in his at the house with his dad and shit like
Oh
that.
yeah, when he was, yeah.
He's like, the neighbors would always be loud as fuck. So like, I remember like, he's like, I snuck out one day and I took a shit on their fucking hood.
Oh my god.
He's like, so then fucking, he's like, yeah, dude, they came out and they're like, what the fuck? He said he was like, I was looking at them out of my window like the next day, just like seeing their fucking shit. And he's like, he said he even like fermented some shit on his roof and like threw it all over the car.
Oh my god.
And then like, they were so pissed because he kept like fucking with them. And then like, I guess he went and shit on the hood again. And then he's like, he heard the fool say like, who the fuck keeps shitting on my fucking hood? Robert would just do sneaky shit like that though. He was like so sneaky when it came to shit like that. I was like, you motherfucker. I was like, fuck, that's so
He
funny.
told me the same neighbors, because I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
The same neighbors, one night it was like 4th of July or some shit and everyone's getting all drunk and everything. And then a homeboy just goes inside the house and comes out with a 12 gauge, just like drunk, talking about, I'm gonna start shooting this shit off. Like, what the fuck? And he is like,
It's probably because you shit on the fucking hood.
this was when like Obama was president, so it's like all pre-Trump shit, but that fool was for show QAnon Proud Boys type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know exactly what neighbor you're talking about, and that fool was wild.
Oh, dude. I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, dude, I can't believe you sat there, let that shit ferment on your roof for like a week.
Yeah.
And then you just fucking forgot what he said it was. I think it was like piss and like some other shit and like.
It was probably like drinks, like coffee and shit, because he would stay up and like edit things, and then like he would tell me like all the time like there'd be 3 days in a row where all he was doing was editing, and there'd be like half cups of coffee and shit.
Yeah.
And so it's probably like a combo of that stuff with his piss, because he's like sitting on the computer, he's like, I'm not going to the bathroom. Grabs the cup, you know what I mean? I could see him doing that.
Shout out Robert, dude.
Shout out Robert.
That shit was funny,
Shout out
dude.
Robert Prado, the fucking legend.
Full crack me up, dude. When he got high for the first time, he's like, told me, he's like, because I was like trying to get him high a few times, and he would never get high. And then he's like, I think he said he smoked a bong to one of his like coworkers or some shit.
Yeah, no, he lied to you. He lied to you so you would seem cool. He told me the story. He said that he smoked. He told you that he smoked before, but he had never smoked before. But he didn't want to seem lame to you, you know. And then you guys smoked together, and then eventually you had this orange like bubbler, and you gave it to him.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he still has that.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he still has it. Yeah. Because I remember smoking with him.
He was all about that thing too.
I remember smoking with him, and he was like, "I've only smoked weed a couple times," and he's like trying to light it. He's like burning it. So he's like, "Ow!" And I'm like 16 years old, like, you fucking kook. You don't even know how to smoke weed. Like, what the hell are you doing?
He didn't, dude. He didn't. He wasn't like into shit like that.
He told us that he had never done anything. He had never even had a sip of alcohol until he was 21.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I started hanging out with him, he didn't even drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like all completely. I felt kind of bad because I was like this bad influence, just like getting wasted and fucking drinking and landing shit. And like this fool's just like, all right, maybe I need to try that. Like,
You never the worst influence that he ever had was whoever introduced him into spice, like the synthetic.
oh god,
weed,
yeah,
right?
I didn't
Whoever
know about
the-
him doing that shit.
Whoever introduced him to that, because it was like we were almost done with the cipher tomorrow, and he started like smoking that shit, and he just was acting weird, bro, like super fucking weird. Like he would smoke it and be like, look at us and be like, I feel like none of this even matters. I feel like you all don't even care about me and blah blah blah.
Yep, he would get in his head. Yeah, he'd get in his
and I
head.
would be like, you're tripping, bro. Like, cause we looked at him like a god. You know what I mean? We're like,
You have to like calm him down and shit. Like,
yeah,
chill,
yeah.
dude. Like,
I
what the
remember,
fuck?
yeah, cause he's like older,
Yeah.
like significantly older than all of us, and I remember like having to talk him down from his highs. Like, what? What is happening here? But he's a character, man, and I wouldn't be where I am in life in general, like without that guy.
Yeah, hell
Like,
yeah.
Skateboarding saved me, but I let skateboarding save me because of Robert Prado. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I had nothing, dude. The dude fucking hooked me up. He introduced me to Christian Holt. You know, the first time I ever met Christian Holt, we went to Long Beach. Christian Holt's yelling out the fucking window at girls driving by, because there's girls driving by in like downtown Long Beach with a car full of girls, and we'd stop at like a red light, and Christian would roll down his window and be like, roll down your window, roll down your window. They would roll down. He's like, I want to make out. Pull over, let's make out. And girls would be like, okay. Like they would be down to like pull over and make out with Christian Holt, and Robert would be like, nah. Keep driving.
Cock blocking, motherfucker.
Yeah. And he did it like 4 times the first day I ever met Christian Holt, and then we went to the Belmont 9, the Long Beach double set, where you like run into the wall on the beach.
Yeah.
We went there, and we're filming Christian try double backside flip, and Robert was trying to switch front heel, and then Andrew was trying something, I don't remember what.
Was that the time I went?
No.
Oh, that was a
No.
different time.
This is the first time I ever met Robert, and John Davis was trying to switch back heel on the Belmont 9. So everyone was trying something really crazy, like levels of shit that I had never really even seen people attempt things at. you know?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it starts fucking hailing, like hardcore hail. And I take my shirt off and I have like my titties, I'm all fat. I'm like, take my shirt off and I'm all like trying to cover my titties so no one can see my titties. And like, I have my camera covered with my shirt, you know, because it's hailing and hailing. And then the fucking cops roll up, pew! And they're like telling us like, oh, put your shit on the ground and all this stuff. And Nando is the one who taught me how to film VX1. Nando's like, no, I'm not putting my shit on the ground, I'll hold it. He's like, I'll hold it, but like, I'm not putting it on the ground. Are you guys gonna pay for it if it breaks and like all this shit? And they're like, fine, whatever. But they wouldn't let me hold my shit because I wasn't like pressing them, you know? So they made me put it like down on the ground. And I was all worried it would get ruined, but I wrapped it up in my shirt, so it was fine. But yeah, dude, fucking Robert without Robert, I wouldn't have known a lot of people, you know. I would have known Andrew and John and the homie Matt Waltz. I would have never met Christian Holt. I would have never met Nando, Jeremy, any of those people, you know, without Robert Prado.
But do you know who hooked everyone up with Robert Prado? This guy? Me?
That's true. Yeah, I didn't know about Epiphany until I met Matt. And Matt didn't know about Epiphany until he had met you.
I knew about Robert though from back in the day, from like Dolan too. Like we did like competitions at McVicker before.
Yeah.
And Robert was in them. So was Sean. Dolan was there. Remember, I was trying to like. Do you remember the old setup they had, like where it was like black?
Yeah, it was all black and.
Yeah, they had like a competition there and shit. And like, I think. Who was it, dude?
That 10 rail. They had a 10 rail.
That was a 10 rail. I switched board slid it. And I got second place for the fucking best trick. That was super shitty. It was like just straight down to the ground.
Yeah, that shit sucked. Like Pepe's, people say Pepe's is steep, but it's not even fucking comparable.
Yeah, that other one was just like.
You know, it was like a worse version of Santana Skate Park 7 rail.
Yeah.
Way worse. Way
Santana
lower too.
Sucked, yeah. It was just like a straight little.
Yeah, because everyone skates the 4 rail at Santana, but not the 2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I went there as a kid to Santana. I think it was about the time that Ace was, I was skating with Ace. And I remember I tried to board slide it, like, and on the first try, I fucking slammed my knee, like, into the ground, and I was done for the day. Because it was just, like, it was so steep, and I wasn't expecting that because I had skated flat bars and maybe, like, the Paris Park rail.
Yeah.
So when I tried to skate that, it was literally just straight, like, into the ground. And when I landed, like, I board slid it completely. And then by the time I hit the ground, I wasn't ready. So, like, I fell forward and, like, straight slammed my knee into the ground. And I was like,
That's what happened to me recently, dude. I was trying to front board the 7 rail at Marietta Park. Just like.
Oh, I saw that.
Shit.
Clip's right here. Pulled the clip up right there so everyone could see it.
Yeah, that shit sucked.
Yeah, I saw that happen. I was like, God
I thought
damn
I
it.
fucked my knee up again, dude.
That's what I thought.
But
I was like, no.
it's doing all right. It's doing a lot better.
Speaking of your knee and the homie Matt Waltz, Paris Park.
Oh, fuck
That's
that.
where you fucking tore your ACL the first time, right?
Yeah.
You had a little too many to drink and you tried to skate like the Barcelona ledge or something, right?
I was fucking 5-0ing it, dude.
Yeah.
Every time. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to 5-0 and 80. And I was like landing 5-0 and 80, but landing like sideways and like, And then I was like, I'm going to just 5-0 one more time, but I'm going to go faster. And when I slipped out, my knee, like I landed and my knee like landed like that. And my body turned and just.
Wow, Jesus.
Fuck. And I heard a pop. And then I was like, oh, fuck. And fucking Michael Albin's like, I'm like trying to leave and he's like, buy me some beer, fool. And I'm like limping. I can't even walk. I have my board. I'm like using it as a cane and shit. I'm like walking. I'm like, all right, whatever. I go get him a 3-pack. Fucking go get him his fucking 3-pack of Budweiser.
Oh my God.
And I
some
get
shitty ass fucking
beer.
You fucking piece of shit.
fucking so pissed. I get home and like I'm like trying to walk up the stairs thinking like, all right, I'm all right. Like, nah. And it just collapsed like 2 times and my dad had to carry it up the stairs and shit. Like, it's fucked. Completely blow out my ACL, my meniscus, and then had full-on reconstructive surgery on it. I didn't get surgery though for about a year because I didn't have insurance.
Yeah.
So I had to go through like this fucking process through this like the county or the state or whatever to get insurance.
How long were you off the board? Because it was a year before you could even get the surgery.
Probably about
right?
almost 3 years. I didn't really skate. Yeah.
And we saw each other at like a barbecue or something a couple years back, like during that time, and we'd kind of been, me and Matt had kind of been like picking your brain, like, oh, what do you think about like skating now that you like can't really do it anymore? And you like looked at us dead straight in our fucking eyes, and you're like, there's nothing I want to do more. And then you were wearing a beanie and you took it off. You started showing us you had like bald patches on your head, and you were telling us like this is from not skateboarding.
Jesus.
Like that's how much stress like you were able to alleviate through riding a skateboard.
Yeah.
And not being able to do that, it was like you started losing fucking hair.
Yeah, I got alopecia.
That's
like,
so insane.
It's like a fucking, probably like, I don't know, like that big,
Yeah.
a bald spot. I lost
Yeah, I remember
my
you
hair.
showed me that. It was fucking
And it was like
crazy.
smooth as a fucking baby's bottom and shit, dude.
Yeah.
There's like no regrowth in it or nothing. And like, I had to go get steroid injections for it to like fucking,
Really?
yeah, like to basically like regrow the cells in there and shit to get like my hair growth. Yeah, and then I got it. That was like, yeah, it was like right around, it was that time like when I wasn't skating, and it was just like, I started partying a lot though. So I had nothing else to do.
Everybody does that.
I had nothing else to do, and then I got like, you know, I started fucking doing a lot of drugs and shit, and like raving, fucking kind of took over, and then it was like, all right, once I was able to start skating again, it was like, all right, I'm gonna focus on that. And that's like when beer buds came. So that was like the whole thing of like, all right, I did all this dumb shit. Let me try to regrow a little bit and do something, because that was always what it was supposed to be, you know. And then, I mean, that was a trip though. Fucking alopecia's a bitch. I had it for 3 years after that too.
I'm so glad
once
that,
a year.
I'm glad that you're like in a better place and able to skate again. Because hearing you like talk about that and being like, I haven't been able to skate and blah blah blah, I was like devastated, because like that came at a point where I had like realized like, oh, this feels good. I had seen all your footage and like wanted to see more, and hearing you talk about like, oh, I might not skate anymore and blah blah blah, it was fucking devastating. I was like, bullshit, fuck that, you know. But like, I really am glad, dude. I'm glad
Fuck yeah,
that you're
dude.
able to fucking do your shit now. And Beer Buds was dope as fuck.
Fuck yeah.
It was really dope. What would you say was your favorite time going and skating for that video?
Fuck, dude. I don't know. I would say every time I went skating, it was fun. Honestly, I could really have like a favorite, because it was like, it wasn't about like, oh, I have to film because I have a sponsor. I have to do any of this shit. Like,
yeah, it was just all.
It was all fun. Yeah. Like it just felt more like natural, you know, like just organic and shit. And like, I don't know. It was just the whole process. It was like, you know, you go skating every weekend with someone different, or you go with different friends, and it's like the whole, you know, John Drinkard was there too. Like,
100%.
I was saying, he was there. Like, I did that nollie flip into that bank. He like filmed like the long version of it. Like,
oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he like filmed the long angle. It's funny. Like, I went to look at it and I was already nervous. I'm like, I shouldn't even be nervous. And we went to go to Wings and Things, and I seriously drank a whole pitcher.
Oh my god.
And I was like, all right, let's go.
That's how you do it.
And then I did it pretty quick. I was like, all right, we're in and out.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's super dope.
That was a cool time.
I remember watching all the Instagram posts and shit beforehand, and just being like, oh, I can't wait to see what's going on. Like, I was hyped.
Yeah, we were trying to film it. Like, I don't know, like we wanted to be a little different, but I mean, it wasn't that different.
Where did you guys premiered it at something?
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. He premiered it at his chick's house.
My chick's mom's house at the time, yeah.
That's super tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a projector, and then we just fucking, we put it right there in the living room and shit. And like, we probably had like 30 people there maybe at that.
Yeah, it was pretty packed.
It's pretty packed. Yeah.
I wanted to show up, but I was working that night, unfortunately.
Dude, we honestly were just like, we just, like, one day we're like, all right, we're doing it today. We're going to do this now.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, we just put, like, one post out, and it was like, all right, if you're there or not, you know?
Hell yeah. That's so tight.
That shit was dope.
That's so tight.
I'll tell you a story, though, too. I'm not going to mention names, but this person, we had invited him at the time. We were cool. And he didn't show up. And he was, like, trying to get at my chick's sister. And didn't show up to the fucking premiere, but it was out there, right?
That's so funny.
And then fucking next day, he's like trying to get at her, hit her up. She's like, yeah, I'm down to hang out. And fucking, she falls asleep. And this fool just pulls up to the house because he had the directions because I'd posted the fucking directions. And
What
like,
a fucking kook. Hey, bro, you're a fucking kook. Good job.
such a weirdo. I was like, fool's a kook down, dude. Like,
That's weird.
don't show up, but you fucking show up next day. Like, fuck.
That's super weird, bro. Fuck that. That's who she was here last time. She's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
with the homie Bug Nasty.
Yeah, Bug Nasty, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that fool, dude. That's my brother right there, dude.
That feels sick.
Dude, that feel's a
That
legend.
clip he posted before his eye surgery where he's like doing the tail drop off of the.
I filmed that
bridge
shit.
into the-
Yeah,
that
I was-
shit's sick.
He was like, we were drinking some beers, and he's like, let's go to the spot.
Yeah.
And then he's like, dude, I wouldn't have done that shit if I didn't have any beers. And he's like, I was scared. I went up there, and I was like fucking terrified. He's like, but I was all like fucking feeling good. You were there. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna do this now. Like,
I was tripping because I was like, fuck, man, these fools found that spot because I thought that I was the only one who
dude,
knew about it.
do you know Jared? Jared Carr?
Maybe, yeah.
He's like South Zone.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know of. I don't know him personally. But
Yeah,
I
so
know
he's the one that found that spot. He's like, dude, there's a sick spot right there too. It's a gap to manual.
I know where it is.
I think sick.
Yeah. Card is done. All right. Well, we're gonna continue the rest of this podcast with no video. But yeah, no, I found that spot because they had just they had done all that new construction right there, and I was like, and then I found there's a ledge on the side of the road right there that's really cool, and there's almost like a little bank up to it, so you could like slappy grind it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On the same street?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
It's further down.
You got past
because I came the opposite way. You know what I mean? I came from like going like north towards it, like from the south, and or no, sorry, I came going south towards it from the north, and yeah, I went there with Dom one time, and I was like trying to tell Dom like, oh, skate this hip, you know what I mean, like when you go and then there's the hips to the side when he rolls away from the tail drop, and Dom was like, what am I gonna do on the fucking hips, bro?
It's
like,
fucking hard to skate.
Yeah, he was.
I was trying back three kickflip. I was getting close, but I couldn't.
It's weird. It's because you have to go at it straight, and then as you're going up the bank, you have to kind of like curve.
Yeah, I was actually going down like the asphalt, like from the very top, and just hauling ass all the way down and just going. I was trying to get up as high as I could on the hip, and it was just like hard to get the control
even
at the
just
top.
to get up it.
Yeah.
100%. No, it's a weird spot, but it's a cool ass spot. I know that, I'll cut it out if y'all don't want it in there, but I seen that somebody's setting up the foundation for like a quarter pipe right there.
Oh yeah.
I seen that.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. I was like, who the fuck is doing that? So, South Zone.
That shit's been there for a minute though. That
Really?
spot, yeah.
Yeah, the spot. Yeah,
Do you know, he's like a graffiti writer. I think he writes Mildew. He had like a tag on there that said from 16. I was like, what the fuck? Like that.
Oh, I didn't
now
know
there's
it
like
was
the
that long.
there's like
That's
a metal
crazy.
fence right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like right on the right hand side, like just right there. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah, totally.
That's what I said too. I was like,
That's
what?
crazy.
This fucking shit's been here for a minute.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Unfortunately, everybody, I was ill prepared for this podcast as far as memory goes, so there will be no video for the rest of it. We kind of briefly mentioned that before, but also it's getting rather late. Our boy Josh here definitely has work tomorrow, and he's a boss-ass motherfucker, so he's got to set a good example for his employees or whatever the hell's going on there.
But then again, he's a fucking boss, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
I'm always late on Mondays. I don't give a fuck.
That's so
dude.
funny.
Literally, dude. I let my guy leave early, so I make it worth it. You know, like
Yeah.
I come in late, you fucking leave early.
Yeah.
I make
Word.
it,
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, 100%. That's super dope. But I definitely want to do another podcast with you solo, and I definitely want to do another podcast with you with Michael Oblick.
Yeah, for
100%.
sure. Let's get it going.
So, very soon, we will be seeing you again. And I'm sorry to like kind of cut it short or whatever.
Nah, you guys
No,
are good, dude.
we're good.
we're going to wrap this up, and me and Alexis will finish the rest of the podcast in our shitty little kitchen studio. We got some clips from some fans to share with you guys.
We'll put your clips at the end of the video as well.
Yeah, we featured some of them in the beginning and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that, dude.
Yeah, so
that was sick.
We'll definitely put that LA shit if you can send us a link and stuff.
Yeah. I'll find it, for sure.
I'll be in contact with you. Whatever footage we can get and obtain, it shall be featured on this podcast. And if you are out there and you're watching or listening to this podcast and you enjoy what we do, send in your clips to @CULTureLandPodcast on Instagram. DM us, and we will feature your clips and we will hype you up and put your Instagram on the podcast. And
where can people reach you at, Josh?
BeansNBeers on Instagram, baby.
Nice.
There it is. Y'all see it right there. Do you have a YouTube that's active? Or?
I think it's just fucking Beansy Baby.
Yeah,
dude. That shit's from. I started that shit in 2009. I think, like right when YouTube started. So.
Hell yeah.
I was like the.
We'll throw up all the information up on the screen, and then links are in the description below. Stay tuned.
Remember to like and subscribe to @CULTureLandPodcast. Follow us on Instagram @CULTureLandPodcast. And as well, like Skylar said, send us your clips, videos, anything that you may find interesting and or love. And
if you know anyone as well that would be interested in doing an interview with us, let us know. Music, skateboarding, art, whatever it is, if it's part of the culture, this is the Culture Land, and we're down to,
if it swims in the water, it's a fish in my boat.
100%. If it swims in the water, it's a fish in my boat. And we'll catch you later at Frankie's 5th Fish Fillet.
And once again, thank you, Josh, for having us, and thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Okay, guys.